Yo, 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 it's your boy Big Tobes, and you're listening to Miss Money Penny on a breakfast show on Pi.
Yes, people, welcome to another edition of From a Third Eye View on Pi Radio, hosted by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note, joined by my fellow co-host JV, who's here brushing his waves. Salute to our brother Stro as well. He can't make it this week, but he will be back next week. Don't worry, we haven't fallen out. We haven't broken up the Beatles. Don't worry. Shout out, you get me, Pi Radio, head honcho in the building as always. Solomon, active.
Big S, no stress. You get me? Get me done.
You're a whole fool, you know.
Yeah.
You're a whole fool. But yeah, what you saying, JV? You good anyway?
Yeah, man. Good. Good week of football still.
Yes, it's been great. One thing about post-lockdown, I should say, is there's literally been football every single day. Like there is something to watch.
That whole Champions League knockout, Europa League knockout match every night
Fantastic.
business.
Fantastic.
That you know what? I honestly think that needs to become a thing.
All right, let's go into it. Oh, we got the big light as well.
Okay.
We got the big light in the night.
Why?
Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Get me?
You should have told me, man. I would have combed the beard and I'm gonna have to Vaseline on my lips, but make sure they ain't dry. But go on, we'll get into that. Then we wasn't gonna start there, but it's a great point. Champions League and Europa League being one-legged. Do you prefer it or not?
For the scenario which it was done in, makes perfect sense. I have no grievances with it. I would though like to see, where the second legs. I can't miss out that bit where the second legs get turned around. Them spectacular games that you get sometimes. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
The first leg, one team might have got boss up, and then the second leg, a madness just happens. You get what I'm saying? For me, that makes the Champions League in the latter stages. But also not having it this season. Both teams seem to have just come out of.
Yeah, because you have to go for it because it's literally, for me, it's a leveler. I've said this. Like, there being fans is a leveler. When I say there's no fans, should I say, that makes it easier for the better teams.
Yes.
So that's why we've seen the likes of Sheffield United fall off. We've seen the likes of Wolves fall off. We've seen the likes of Leicester struggle. Like, to me, if Sheffield United, if the season plays out, they get Champions League football to me.
Yeah.
No doubt about it, they get Champions League football because going to Bramhall Lane with fans is much, much, much harder than going without fans.
Yes.
So it's a leveler in terms of the fans are a leveler. So when there's no fans there, it makes it easier for the better teams. But I think the Champions League, it being two-legged, makes it better for the smaller teams. Put it this way, look at Lyon City. To me, if that's two-legged, City go through. There's a second leg, to me, City go through.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That'll be one of them games. That'll be one of them where they lose the first one and then the second one they turn it around. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but in terms of if that was to have happened this season, I'm glad they didn't because we wouldn't have got those spectacular second games because I feel like everyone would have just been burnt out.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, look at the final. Like, for me, that's the case. The game what we expected isn't the game what we got. But that, for me, is through to some poor finishing, which I would say is through burnout, if anything. Because you can't say these players aren't quality. Do you know what I'm saying? It's probably the two most attacking teams in Europe this season. So it's rightfully so that they've reached the Champions League final. Do you get what I'm saying? You can't say any of those two teams have packed the bus to get to that final.
Yeah,
and rightfully so, probably you can say that with the Europa League, those two teams are probably the two teams who had the best impact on that competition. Sevilla in that competition.
Sevilla,
we all know what
like
they're
how
about.
Arsenal treat the FA Cup is how Sevilla treat the Europa League.
And then, no, because Sevilla win it more often.
And
what I'd say for Inter is Inter this season have been very good. Yeah. To say where they've been in previous seasons, to say where they've come runner up in that and then second in the Serie A to basically Ronaldo and co. Do you get what I'm saying? If Ronaldo, I'll put it to you like this: if Ronaldo's not at Juventus, Inter win that league.
That's true, but that's the whole point of why they went to go.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm saying that's why Inter have done well. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, Inter have done well, but one thing I want to say, I'm looking at it from a neutral perspective because I guarantee if Manchester United were involved in them competitions, I would be saying change it to two-legged. But I don't mind. I preferred the one-legged because it's ending there and then. There's no, we can have a bad night tonight.
Yeah.
I resurrect it in the second leg. Like
Yeah.
with City Leon, that's the prime example. City go through if there's a second leg.
Yes.
So to see them, all right, once you have a bad night, that's it. It makes the stakes, there's already the highest stakes in European football, but it makes those stakes even higher when you only have one game. It's straight knockout football.
Yeah.
There's no two-legged, what about away goals, etc., etc.
Yes.
It's ending there, whether it's 90 minutes, extra time, or penalties, whichever it is. And I think that's the gist I got from social media, from my timeline, people saying pretty much that they prefer the one-legged.
I prefer it for the circumstances. I just don't want to see. I wouldn't want to see that next season. It takes away from the. You see, for me, the Champions League isn't something that needs. Is not something that needs messing with.
I get what you're saying.
I think the Champions League is
The
pretty
format
much
works.
fine. Yeah, the format always works for the
One
Champions
thing
League.
I don't like about the Champions League format, and I think they need to get rid of, is the away goals rule. I think that's dead in the water.
Yeah, it's not the same as it was. Really,
To see a team, because I understand why they brought it in to stop teams, quote unquote, parking the bus away from home. But now teams don't really park the bus away from home.
Yeah.
So maybe
That's one
what
of
it
them.
is.
It's one of them now. That's the away goals. See, you know what it is? I wouldn't want to see it to be changed, but then I know for a fact that the season that gets changed, something happens where it's like, oh, if the away goals was there. You know what I'm saying, innit?
I know what you're saying.
That's how football kind of goes, innit?
I know what you're saying.
But yeah, like looking back on this season now,
just
a quick one. It's been a good season. Like,
are we doing a season review? I go
no,
on.
I'm not even saying for specific teams. I'm saying as a football fan.
Yeah.
We've had some great moments across the board this
definitely.
season. You know what I mean?
And it's been a different season because of...
Yes, that's what I'm trying to get at.
Because there literally has been 2 seasons in one.
Yes.
You've got pre-lockdown and post-lockdown.
Yeah.
Essentially,
like, you'll never get that again.
Yeah,
hopefully we don't.
Yeah, let's hope.
Let me just put that out there.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't ever
Hopefully
get that
don't.
again.
But
I don't think we will.
But yeah, salute to the people on YouTube who are locked in, and also the people listening via the old school ways. Listening on the radio airways, whether that
Make sure you get on your DAB as well.
Yes.
You know what? I heard someone said to me, how do I get it? And that you have to find, it's on DAB, but it's on like the Manchester code or something like that, the Manchester stations. Yeah. So it's not, some people are just locking into DAB and just flicking through and not finding it. Now we are there. It's not a gas thing. You got to go on like your settings on your DAB, look for your Manchester stations and that, flick through, you know what I'm saying, for your local stations, and we're there.
Facts. Retune your DAB
Yeah, retune
radio.
that.
Retune your DAB radio, and you can also download the Pi Radio app to listen live, or you can just go to piradio.co.uk, or just go to YouTube, and even if you don't want to watch, just have it on in the background and listen. Understand? Like, we got ample ways for you lot to tune in, and salute to everyone who's locked in via YouTube. Dizzle says hello. Stefan says hi, guys. Salute to Stefan. Georgie Ever, another regular, says big up, people. We'll get on to Lukaku in the Europa League. And Faris says, yes, Flawless in JV. How are you doing? And where's Stroll? Stroll will be back next week, people. Don't worry about that. We've not broke up the Beatles, people. Don't worry. Stroll will be back next week. He's just handling some family business.
Handling biz, B. You know what I'm saying? We're here to entertain you, but we are family men as well at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
So that's what he's handling. That's what it is. But all right, where to start? Oh, there's only one place to start. Bayern Munich, Champions League winners for, is that a record? I think it's their 6th time now.
No, it's a 6, yeah.
So it's a record. That's only.
No, it's the Liverpool.
There's only Madrid, AC Milan, and Liverpool that are level with them.
Yeah.
That's it. That's why I said a record 6 times.
Oh, so they've equaled it. Yeah, record
that's what I'm saying. Record equaling. And all right, we'll start with the game. Bayern Munich do what Bayern Munich do in terms of just German efficiency.
Oh, I said that on Sarcasm City, man.
Yeah, you did say that on Sarcasm City when he was talking.
They will just get over the line.
Yes, you called it. I expected more goals than what we've seen because of all the attacking talent.
Do you know what it is?
On show. What? Because it was a Champions League final.
No.
Do you reckon it was?
It's because that's the end of a very long season.
True. Very true.
I'm telling you now. All right, then. If that season happens and that match pans out the same way, with PSG getting those chances, and when I say PSG, I mean Mbappe and Neymar getting those chances.
We're gonna get onto Neymar, but
with a not such a hectic season in terms of scheduling, I think Bayern lose, because I think Mbappe puts that one across a goal away, and I think Neymar maybe puts one of his away, his chances what he had. But Bayern they've just got I want this to be like a good 10 minutes on Bayern, because
go on. Give. You know what? Give Bayern their flowers. Shout out to my brother Tox, like he said in his bar when we was in studio. Celebrate me. You should be willing. Give me my flowers, tulips and ribbons. So give Bayern their flowers.
Yo, they deserve it, man. Like, everyone's gonna hype out over, you know what, other teams have done. The talking point might even be the Barcelona, but for me, it's the fact that they've got to the top table of football once again, and it's the way they've done it.
Go on.
No extravagant spending.
No.
Don't get me wrong, they've changed manager, but they've changed manager and they've brought in someone, and this is where people get too caught up on just the ex-player thing.
Okay,
He's not just the ex-player.
You're talking about Hansi Flick here?
Hansi Flick,
okay.
Yeah? So he is an ex-player, but I'm saying that's not just what he brings to the table.
Right.
He brings to the table as someone who is Germany's, he was Germany's assistant manager. Do you know that?
Okay. I did not know that.
Do you know what match he was Germany's assistant manager in?
The game where they beat England?
No, the one where they beat Brazil 7-1.
Oh.
So he's a part of something. He's coming. Yeah. He's got football heritage. That's a better use of the meaning for football heritage. He's got a little something about him. You get what I'm saying? So he's coming from good stock.
Right.
And
I like that. He's coming from good stock.
Yeah, man, he's coming from good stock. That sounds like a dad talking about a potential someone who wants to, a partner for one of the children or something. That's how they talk about it, innit?
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying? He's coming from a good place. Yeah. So you have to understand, it's not just that he's an ex-player, but he's also he's earned his stripes, is what I'm trying to say.
He's been through the training camp.
Yeah, he's had his training. You get what I'm saying? You don't be number two in those type of systems what he's been in there with Germany, with that national team.
You're giving him his flowers.
With, if you think about it, all the players, what he's coached in that time period, the coaching of Joachim Löw, because I think that Germany manager anyway, I think he's one of the most underrated managers of our modern time.
Who?
The Joachim Löw, yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to say his name.
You say his name right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm the Paul Merson of the show. I butcher people.
Trying to unmerson it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you are.
But I think he's easily one of the most underrated. I think if he steps into club football, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
It'd be interesting to see him there.
He could dominate, but that's another story. So he's learnt from him. People want to talk about Arteta learning from Pep. For me, him learning on that international stage with those type of players, with everything that's put in place, and you're learning in an environment where it's not artificial. I'm saying it's not artificial because nothing's bought. In international football, it ain't bought, it's taught. Yeah?
International football, it's not bought, it's taught.
Remember that one, yeah? Remember where you heard it first? In international football, it's not bought, it's taught. Yeah. Everything is learned. It's methodical.
Like, you are really dealing with what you have. The tools you have. You can't go and get £80 million worth of striker.
Yeah, you can't go to your board and say, right, I want a new striker. Yeah. They'll say, all right, here's the under-21s.
Yeah, I get what you say.
Or all right then, well, scout someone who's doing good in the league then.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At a stretch, right, this guy's born in another country, but he's been playing there 5 years.
Yeah, this guy, have a look at him. This guy was born in Turkey or he's Polish, but he has German nationality
you know
somewhere.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where these men are coming from. There's a difference. And then if you look at how he's dealt with the team, you can see that. Because instead of getting rid of players, he's making players better.
Okay, who do you think he's made better?
Goretzka. At the start of the season, he wasn't that player. At the start of the season, it was Kimmich was playing there. Yeah. And then it's only because they've had that injury to Pavard where Kimmich's had to drop back. Do you get what I'm saying? And then he's brought someone in. And do you get what I'm saying? Look at Goretzka before lockdown. You see Goretzka before lockdown?
Nah, what was he like before lockdown?
Goretzka before lockdown was Marga
you're
fam.
talking about his physical frame. Yes, I did see the before and after.
Man was Marga fam.
I'd seen it.
After lockdown, my man's been eating 9 Weetabix every morning. You know what I'm saying? And doing 1,000 press-ups or something. Carl, my man's just got him wham.
And you lot in the comments, you can hear us okay, yeah? Just making sure.
Let us know. And he's got see, man's turned into Hulk. Get what I'm saying? And then all right, then someone like Coleman, he's not maybe... See, they've brought in Sane, yeah?
Yeah.
But now, he'll probably be thinking, this is excellent. I've brought in Sane, but Coleman's up to scratch.
I think Sane plays over the other side. I think Gnabry misses out.
Nah. Have you seen Gnabry's numbers this season?
Gnabry's numbers, I just think Sane is, I still can't believe not more teams were in for Sane and City let him go.
You know why? I think that was signed sealed. I think that was
one of them.
I think that's the only place he was gonna go. Yeah. He's German, you know what I mean? It's like your Spanish kid and Real Madrid or Barca come calling. Do you know what I mean? There's not really an English equivalent because I think within the English teams, it's probably whichever English team is doing best at that time.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Where you were born as well.
Yeah, maybe where you're born. But I still think it depends on who's doing best. You could maybe poach, man. You know what I'm saying? But with the Spanish and the Germans, it's pretty cut and dry where you're going to go. Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah, so you look at Goretzka, he's brought him on. You look at someone, you know who I'll give a good shout out to? You look at someone like Boateng. Maybe a season ago. Yeah, even though he came off injured and that. But I'm saying like throughout this season, a season or two ago, Boateng looked a bit finished.
He did. But then again, that comes down to systems and putting right players around him, etc.
But then that's what I mean. He knows Boateng from the national team.
Yeah, so it makes it easy for him to do.
Do you get what I'm saying? So
and they won another treble as well. Sorry to cut you off.
There you go.
Well. We gotta give him credit.
All right then, Muller. Look at Thomas Muller.
Yeah, he's still
He's turned Thomas Muller from the predator, Thomas Muller, into now he's a provider.
Yes.
He's
that touch to go into the game. The touch back to Kimmich is extremely underrated. He meant that. That's what's scary is the fact that he meant that because he's traveling forward at a pace. Normally, anyone else is trying to control that themselves, one, and stop, or two, take that on into the box to try and get a shot off. But he's off balance because he fell over. He was off balance and has laid that back to Kimmich. Watch it again, because I watched it because the commentators missed it and no one mentioned it. And then even when I'm seeing the replays, it wasn't until after the game, I was seeing the replays and I seen the touch back from Muller and I tweeted it out and I said, that touch from Muller is different.
That's what I'm saying.
Different. And you can't teach that off balance. And he's laid it back at the right pace. He's not fired it in. He's laid it back for Kimmich. Yeah. So Kimmich can do what he needs to do to put in a great cross.
Exactly.
Very good goal. Great header as well, by the way.
And this is what I'm talking about. Oh. So then you've got... So all these players, what we've listed, these are impacts what he's had within a season. Alaba, he played at centre-back for a bit under... That's a mad Pep move. But Thingy looks like he's turned him into an actual centre-back instead of someone who's playing there. Do you get where I'm coming from?
And you have to give him credit for playing Alphonso Davies as a left-back and it working as well.
Well, for me, that's the icing on the cake.
Yes.
That is the absolute icing on the cake because people have to understand. A lot of people will be on this Alphonso Davies hype now. I've been talking about this guy for the longest.
True, sir. You have been.
I'll tell you now, he was bought as a Robin Ribery replacement. He's bought as a winger. He was bought as a winger. Robin Ribery replacement. He was there with them there last season.
Yeah.
For him to be moulded into now, within a season, he's looking like...
There's not a better left back. Even though he didn't have the best of games yesterday, he's still a quality left back. Because he's so young, he can get better.
For me, he's looking like... See, Robertson gets a lot of ratings, yeah? But for me, I don't know what it is about Davis. He's more devastating. You can see that he used to be a winger.
As I was going to say, he still has that ex-winger factor.
Yes.
The goal he set up, the Champions League Twitter account tweeted it out. There was a goal he set up against Barcelona in the 8-2 demolition.
Terrible.
And he picked up the ball. I think he jinked past Messi. He went past 2 or 3 players.
Yeah.
Then eventually got to the byline and then squared it back.
When he's at the byline and he's just dropping the shoulder, old school. Boom. Yeah. You get me? Semedo's
old school winger thing.
Old school winger, bro.
Old school winger.
You get what I'm saying? He's showing, and this is one thing that kids need to pick up on. Neymar in that situation is going to try Mega Man, Rainbow Flick, No. Sometimes you just need to do the effective stuff, not the
fancy stuff.
Yes, the effective stuff.
There's a difference between... Loza was saying this to me yesterday because we was watching it, and he was saying how everyone's giving him his flowers already, but it's like, you haven't done it yet. Don't get me wrong. Technically, Neymar's a joy to watch on the football pitch. The thing megging people, skills and flicks. But what do you do in terms of output? What's your numbers saying? And yes, he has incredible numbers, but we'll get on to Neymar, but I've said that a few times, but we will. But what are you doing to impact the game? Like you said there, Neymar's not doing this. He's not just laying that back. He's trying to dink the goalkeeper or something like that.
He's not doing that to get past the player. He's not dropping the shoulder. There'll be a flick or something as well.
There's something extravagant.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying with Davis. His pace is outrageous.
Frightening.
Like, have you seen the interview what Coleman had? This is before the match.
What did Coleman say?
This is before the match. They're talking, how do you think, something along these lines. Yeah. They're saying, how do you think it would go between Mbappe and Davis? He said Davis all day.
He backed his
and you have to think he's French.
Yeah, so he knows.
He knows. He's played with Mbappe. He's trained with Mbappe.
He knows.
Man's telling you Davis is quicker. I'm telling you, this kid is different.
Yes.
But for me, he's at Bayern. He's at the right place. If I was him, I won't go anywhere.
I don't think he'll leave.
I don't think he'd go.
What is it? 20,
you know what?
20 trophies and he's 24.
There's no one. Yeah, that's Coleman. But I'm saying for Davis, I don't think there's no one. There's nowhere he needs to go. None of them. For me, this whole Thiago thing to leave, I don't know if it's me because I don't want to see him at one of my rivals, but I don't think. Why would you go anywhere?
Thiago's going to leave.
I think if he needs,
talking about Thiago Bayern Munich, Thiago.
Yeah. I think if he needs to go anywhere, Thiago Bayern Munich. Sorry, just to Alcantara, just to make it. I think if he needs to go anywhere, he needs to go back to Barcelona and help them out. That would make more sense. But yeah, for me, that Bayern team, as well, Kimmich. This is the point what I wanted to come on to.
Go on.
What we talked about earlier.
You did say this to me earlier, so go and get it.
This is crazy. Football people, please understand this. Yeah? Bayern Munich have managed to, and I'm not doing this to bring shade onto any team as well, because I'm not like that. But what I'm saying is Bayern Munich have managed to replace Philipp Lahm, Sebastian Schweinsteiger, Robben and Ribéry. Look at those players they've replaced.
Yeah.
And they've arguably brought in players who not just have the potential to be better, not have the potential to be as good as them, but are showing that they can be as well. And that's the thing with potential.
They've already won a treble now.
Yeah. It's not just a thing of looking like you're going to be better than someone or looking like you're going to be as good as someone, but actually doing it. Do you get what I'm saying?
In facts.
And that's what these people are doing. The Bayern is an immaculately ran football club.
Big facts.
My guy, shout out my guy Noureddin, Mr. Structure.
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 Structure. I love that.
He will be rubbing his hands looking at how that football club's run.
Structure.
Yeah, structure from head to toe.
Yes.
No ex-players dissing the own team on as pundits to make a living. Imagine you play for a team. Check this. Imagine, and I always get on this, but imagine you play for a team for how many years? You try to tell everyone, blood, sweat and tears for this team. You retire and then you just start dissing them. When you actually have the tools to fix it. What kind of mechanic are you? Imagine I was a mechanic, and I'm telling you your car is just
mash up.
And I can fix it for you. But I'm not even throwing my name in a hat to fix it. I'm saying someone else needs to fix it.
Yeah, you're
you
not.
know what I'm saying?
You can help, but you're not helping the situation.
Yeah,
you just want to talk from afar.
And that's the total difference between a lot of these English pundits, and I get at them because it deserves to be done between these English pundits. And I'm not, and it's not just ex-United. It's a lot. It's all across the board. These English pundits talk about what these teams need to do, whereas I honestly think these German men are doing, and even some Spanish and whatever. Italian, for say Pirlo as well. Look at him now. He's gone back into. I think they watch it, and they watch those matches, and it hurts them so much. They go get the phone and go, "Hello, can I help?"
Yeah.
You get me? That's what they're doing.
They do it through actions and deeds, not words.
Yeah, they do it. They do it through the love of the club.
Yeah.
That club, is being ran correctly. But you know what I'm telling you right now? It's being ran on love. Everyone who's working there loves that football club.
Because that's why you see Oliver Kahn there when they winning. I was like, wow, they got Oliver Kahn.
Mehmet Scholl, Sami Lamahamazic, all them man, Effenberg, all these man, all of them are there, bro.
Still Stefan Effenberg.
All of them, bro.
That is taking it back.
All of these men are there in some capacity.
And I bet there's man there that we've forgotten about who are probably there working.
Even like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm no disrespect to Nicky, but like their type of man like that
Yeah,
who
Nicky
probably
Butt.
went front line.
Yeah.
They'll be there. Sammy Kufor, he's
probably
there.
Yeah,
He is.
So probably someone like a Liz Razoo or something.
There's enough of them there, bro. I'm telling you, there's enough of them there. Do you get me?
Jan Collar.
All of them. That's what I'm saying. You have to respect how that club's been run.
There. That's blew my mind that Stefan Effenberg is still there.
Yeah.
I remember him playing in 99 against United, like in 2001.
Bro,
United.
these man, that's why you have to rate the club.
Yeah.
And you have to rate them as individuals, as men.
Yeah.
Because they love that club. So they're not going to see that club go astray.
Facts.
I'm saying.
You've hit the nail on the head there, because Georgia Avea says JV facts. They treat their job with love, not like it's a business.
No, it's not business.
Because it's like, us feel like we love Pi Radio, so it's the same thing to an extent. We'll do anything we can here to help.
Bro, if we do 20 years at Pi Radio now, yeah,
go on.
This is what these men are doing. These men are doing 20 years at Pi Radio now, yeah, and then boom, the 20 years is finished, and then man are on some next station. Chatting what's about Pi Radio?
Yeah,
you get me?
And like, it's not being run right correctly. It's like,
Yeah.
go and help.
It's like, what do you mean? You know the guy, bro?
Yeah, go and talk to him. Yeah.
Are you telling me they've not got Are you telling me these United man haven't got someone's number in Manchester United?
Yes.
Who could then put them through to Woodward?
Nicky Butt's there.
There you go.
They know Ollie. Ollie's their guy. Or they always come out and be like, yeah, Ollie's my friend. Like, Ollie's their guy.
He's your guy. Help him, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not gonna. All right, then it's like you now doing this show.
Yeah.
I've got some mad radio expertise and I've got some mad links, and then you need some help, and I'm sat there like, someone needs to help him.
Yeah,
bro, I've got all the things there,
and
that's the difference. Just look at that club.
Yeah.
Like seriously, back onto the players. It's run so efficiently
from top to bottom. Like they are the epitome of German efficiency.
Yeah. Do you know what they're doing now? All right then.
Ooh, I like that rhyme. I'm gonna write that down still.
Do you know why it's mad? All right then. Let's look at all of the greatest teams. Yeah? We're United fans. We'll start with and in our lifetime that we've seen. So we'll start with United 99.
Yeah, we'll just go with that.
What's that off the back of? Is that not identical to that Bayern? Is that not identical to that La Masia generation at Barcelona with Pep? Is that not identical to the Juventus teams, the AC Milan teams?
Yeah.
Why do people in football not realise that the way you're going to get a good team is through people who love the club, working at the club, in the most powerful positions in the club, making sure everything's run correctly at the club, with players who've come through the academy at the club, who then relate that back to the players who've not come through, and they're all working as one.
Yes. Everyone's
exactly how it works.
Everyone's pushing in the right direction.
Exactly.
And yes, you will have ebbs and flows. We've seen Bayern Munich lose Champions League finals, lose Champions League semi-finals, but they always seem to be there or thereabouts because they are working in the correct way and in the correct manner. That's what it is with the likes of Bayern Munich. They are always there. Like, I bet if you go through, when's the last time Bayern Munich didn't reach a Champions League quarter-final in back-to-back? You're probably talking like 10, 15 years ago. I don't know the stats because they always seem to be there.
They're there or abouts.
Yeah, even if it's a quarter-final.
And then you know what it is? If they're not, then there's a major inquisition and a rebuild.
Yes, a massive
That's what the difference is.
Because they did that at international level when the German team did they go out? I think the German team went out of the competition.
It's like it was either Euros.
I think it was either the World Cup before they won the World Cup or the Euros before they won the World Cup.
Yes.
And then they come back and then win the next World Cup. So it's like they figured it out.
And replaced all the man and brought back all these Ozils and these Neuers and these Boatengs, Mullers. Man are saying, who are these? You get what I'm saying? That's what man are saying at the time.
It's a work in progress. That's what it is, and it's not going to happen overnight. Like Bayern Munich, this is not overnight that they've managed to do this.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And here's the thing, though. They're like halfway. This is like a start again of another generation, but they've still got your Lewandowskis.
You still got your seasoned pros, your Mullers, your
seasoned pros, but they're very fit. Yes. So they're not going nowhere. And
then the thing is, by the time your Mullers and your Neuers and your Lewandowskis then retire, your Colemans, etc., etc.,
your Sanes, your
Gnabry's are all the senior players, and then the youth will come under them.
They'll have some man under them. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, right, he's won 3 Champions Leagues and 10 Bundesligas.
Yeah.
And you hear me? And
it's like there was a player who's played 618 minutes for them this season.
Yeah.
Man's won hella trophies, fam. Do you get what I'm saying?
He's won a lot of trophies. Because Faris here says Bayern Munich are probably the most well-run club in football history. They always seem to be, like you said, there or thereabout, and people are held accountable. Like if Bayern Munich, say for instance, come back next season, do terrible in the Champions League, don't win the Bundesliga, there will be a massive look into what went wrong.
Bro,
and it'll be rectified.
Ancelotti won the league there or something and they sacked him, didn't they? They didn't like how he won it. Yeah, you won the league. Yeah, you didn't do it properly. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You didn't do it how we liked.
Probably, you know what? Champions League, that's what they was looking at. Because they won it last time, obviously, in 2013. And then they've won it now. Yeah, naturally. I tell you, was 2013 the last time they won it? Because I know Robin won it. Was that the 2013 when they played Dortmund? See, this is why we miss Stroke.
When they played Dortmund at Wembley?
Yes.
I think it was.
It was.
Because then the only other time I can think of him being in the final was Chelsea.
When he got beat by Chelsea.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it probably was 2013. And then the time before that, I'm thinking it's 2001. But it's kind of like, that goes to show, yes, you can be unsuccessful, but if you see your team trying to do the right things, you're like, okay, we'll get there. Bayern Munich fans know we'll get there. Even if they don't win the Champions League for the next 2 or 3 years, they'll be like, 5-6 years, we'll probably be there. Yeah.
And
Stefan
you know one
said
thing I
yes,
got to say as well is this whole myth of Coutinho being a flop for him. I'm not having it.
For who, Munich?
Yeah, I'm not having
You said
it.
this?
No, because it's on
social media.
Not even the socials, even certain, because I'm realizing now that the big media outlets are influenced by social media, but they're influenced by the wrong type of people on social media. So this whole thing that Coutinho's been a flop at Bayern, I watched his numbers and I watched his goals and assists, and I thought,
if he was a flop, Bayern Munich,
he don't get in that team.
Wouldn't have played him. Yeah, they wouldn't play him.
If he's a flop, he doesn't get in that team.
Yeah, they don't play him in it. They don't bring him.
You know what? The only reason they're not going to buy him is because he's going to cost too much, and they know that their transfer business is so good.
Yeah,
they can bring in. They don't have to buy. They don't have to spend that on Coutinho.
You don't have to go and spend 110 million for example, on somebody like that when they can just go and find somebody else.
No, they just got signing for 50 mil.
Tuesday. That being said, he's not even like he's in their first team anyway.
Exactly.
He's not like he's a starting player in their first 11. So that's what it is. But yeah, Georgia makes an interesting point. He says another thing with Bayern, who was their last flop, can't remember, and that's crazy because they will have flops because every team does. But the fact that you can't remember tells you all you need to know. Because JV, you made the point of them being able to replace Lam, like you said, Lam. Yeah, replacing Lam. Kimmich is just Lam.
Bro, I won't be surprised. You know what? I won't be surprised, bro.
Yeah, go on.
If it comes to something and you get like that Scooby-Doo moment and they unmask, zip down Kimmich's face and it's Lam. You get what I'm saying? That is how identical these two are, bro.
Yes. When you brought it up to me,
you get what I'm saying?
Kimmich literally is like, they're the same stature, everything like.
If it comes out, there's some sensational, it's Lam's son. I'll be like, yeah.
What I thought you was going to say was, it wouldn't surprise me if while Kimmich was there, he's under the tutelage of like Lam. Like Lam's teaching him what to do.
He probably will be.
Lam's probably talking to him.
He will be.
This, because that cross was very Lam-like.
Even if it's unofficial. Yeah. Even if he's just coming to training and he's watching him at training and he just goes, 1 second. Yeah. 1 second, Hansi. Just give me a second there. Kimmich, just do this like this a bit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even if he's not employed by Bayern Munich at this moment, he'll be there in some capacity. You get what I'm saying? Or even if he's just passing on
through somebody.
Yeah. Or even if he's just messaging him. Yeah. Ringing him phone call. You know what? That was excellent, but maybe try this. Yeah. Because I remember, I remember seeing one thing back in the day. It's just a quick one. It's a bit of a side note, but
cool.
I think it must have been Brazilian Ronaldo. Yeah. And it must have been Robinho, and it was one other player, and I can't remember who it is. But he brought them to his house. And he's just kicking about with them.
Just passing on information and
passing knowledge. Passing it on. It doesn't always have to be on a training ground, you know. Yeah. It can be a phone call.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying? It can be a phone call, and it could be a phone call not even about football. This is what people don't understand.
It can be something outside of it can definitely be.
It can just be the fact that, oh my God, Ronaldo's just called me. Do you get what I'm saying?
That would inspire you.
That's
inspiration. If you play this like it's Ronaldo or someone who is like to Kimmich, Lam, of course, will be one of the guys he idolizes.
Oh, there you go. I've just forgot who else is there. Who else is at Bayern?
Who?
Closer.
Oh, yeah, Miroslav Klose.
Jesus.
Yeah.
He's there, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, you got a point. And one last thing I want to touch on with Bayern while we are giving them their flowers as well because they deserve to win is Coleman, who... great header. And he was the most dangerous. Even though Bayern didn't play the best, he was the most dangerous player on the pitch. Like, he had that fullback on toast. Can't remember his name, but he had that. I was surprised when he got to, I was surprised when he got taken off because he was Bayern Munich's most dangerous player in terms of going forward. He had him on toast. And there was a time where Herrera had to come over and help him out, like he literally. And it's no surprise the goal came from that side. Yeah. Because Bayern Munich didn't really play. They didn't play extremely well, but they did enough.
It's like what I said. I think it was just like that whole tired thing.
You reckon it's the tiredness?
I'm telling you now, if that final was played in a normal season, that would have been a Cavalier final. That would have been probably one of the greatest finals.
One thing we do have to take into consideration, though, not so much for Bayern Munich, but also for PSG, being the first final for them, is the fact nerves do play a part, I think.
Of course it does.
Nerves. And even your Alphonso Davies, who didn't play the best, Mbappe didn't play his best, Neymar, he's been in Champions League finals, but when's the last... You're now in the Champions League final as the main man. It's different. It's different when you got Messi and a prime Suarez next to you.
Well, this is my whole thing with him.
Well, we'll get to Neymar in a sec.
We'll get to him in a sec.
As I keep saying, but we will get there and that. Tough comparison here. We'll just say this. Faris, he said, is Kimmich a better player than Trent, or is delivery higher quality than Trent's? All I want to say on that is I don't watch Kimmich enough. But one thing I will say is if Trent plays that ball in for that cross, for that goal in the Champions League final, you're never hearing the end of it. That's what
you know what it is. You know what I'll say. Kimmich is a better overall player. Easily.
Definitely, because he can play centre mid. Yes.
Overall, his defensive side, he can play right back and be a right back. You know what I mean? Kimmich this is one thing. Please don't build up Trent too high. Kimmich has done this now for years. This ain't Kimmich's first or second season.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
He's shown levels. He's played under however many good managers and he's not been out of the team. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? This is these players. You see, there's one thing between English world-class players and everyone else's world-class players. Yeah. There's a level between. Yes. Who's the last truly world-class English player you've seen?
Ooh. That's a great... Who's the last world-class?
I mean, like, truly, like, world beater. Well, yeah. For me, it's prime Rooney. That's...
It's that realm. I was thinking, because Rooney was after Scholes. And obviously, you got to put Ashley Cole, but he was after Ashley Cole as well.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Rio was... Is it Rooney? I'm trying to think who came after Rooney. Probably is.
You know, I won't say there's not been one after Rooney.
Yeah, it's probably Rooney. I'm trying to think. I'm literally...
Do you get what I'm saying? There's not been one after Rooney. Yeah. Rooney's been the last.
To me, world class is... Yeah, see, Stefan, I was thinking Ferdinand, but obviously Ferdinand is kind of Rooney's era as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's that era.
Yeah, because world class, I do believe it is thrown around too loosely. Because I think you can have a world class season. I think you can be a world class talent. But just because you're a world class talent doesn't make you world class to me.
Well, this is why I will crush this thing. Because when Rooney was world class, he played on the left because Ronaldo was there, and Ronaldo was world class.
That's why.
Do you understand?
That's why it's a bracket. Because to me, like I put Ronaldo and Messi, like they ain't Ronaldo and Messi to me aren't world class.
Harry Kane. You must have been hit by a hurricane to think Harry Kane's world. Harry Kane's never been world class.
I don't think he's
Harry Kane's never in his life been world class. But Harry Kane, you see when Harry Kane's top season ain't nothing better than a top Falcao season, than a top Cavani season, and they're not in that. You're not putting them in the argument. That's what I'm saying.
I think Kane, I put him in the top class bracket. But then that goes to what's your brackets? Because to me, Messi and Ronaldo are above world class.
All right then.
Like they're to me, they're God class.
For me, prime Luis Suarez, Kane doesn't get there.
That's a fair point.
Do you understand?
Yeah. Prime Luis Suarez is a world class.
Doesn't get there. Yeah, as much as we want to say about Neymar, he's not on that level.
Yeah, he's not. And that's the issue with Neymar. So, all right, we'll go on to the game. Well, we give Bayern their flowers for like 40 minutes. PSG, I said this, Neymar, this is your time to separate. Ironically, we was talking about it. This is now your time to separate yourself from your class. Because people say behind Ronaldo and Messi, Neymar is the next one. So I'm like, you're the main man now. You're the prime age. Champions League final versus an extremely good Bayern Munich side. Paris Saint-Germain's first Champions League final. Bring it home for your team. Put in a performance that people remember. If he puts in a performance yesterday that people remember, he solidifies his legacy. Neymar's a top talent. Go down as one of, no doubt about it. World-class talent. No dispute it. Entertaining. Won many trophies. French titles. He's won Champions League, Spanish leagues. But this was your time now to separate yourself from the rest of your class. And you failed. And the thing is, you will have a chance to do it again, but how many chances do you get? Mbappe, I'm not as harsh on because, number one, Mbappe's already done it at World Cup and was the main man, number one. He was the main man.
And he's what?
He was
20?
the go-to, and he's 20. So that's why I'm less harsh on Mbappe because I'm like, you're 20. This ain't your prime years. Whereas Mbappe, this is your moment now.
I mean, with Neymar, this is
Neymar, this is your moment now. Deliver on the big stage. All eyes on you. Bring home this Champions League to solidify it. You get what I'm saying? Solidify it. See, Akil Pierre says, this was PSG's best chance to win it, and Neymar and Cole bottled it. See, I don't think they bottled it. I just think... I think their team's good. I just think Neymar, I watched him in the semi-final. He missed the sitter. In the quarter-final, he missed 2 sitters. And in the final, he missed the sitter.
No, it is. I don't think they bottled it. They didn't bottle it.
I don't think they bottled it.
They come up against a better team. It's
the thing is...
People don't give enough credit to when a team's just better. Bayern is just a better team.
Yeah, even though they're a better team, PSG had the better chances.
They did.
If you actually look at it properly, minus the goal Bayern Munich scored, yeah, they should have had definitely a penalty on Lewandowski.
Yes.
Maybe the one on Coleman.
Yeah. Whoa, that was crazy, bro.
That's a penalty.
I screamed.
Yeah, I said
even my son were like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe the one on Coleman. What I want to say is the fact PSG had the better chances. The Neymar chance, the Mbappe chance, and Marquinhos. Them 3 chances there, and I think McManaman said it, and I can't believe I'm crediting McManaman because I think he's a terrible commentator.
He's one of the better ones, though, out of that bunch, but go on.
Yeah,
McManaman,
that tells
but he is
you what
terrible.
you need to know.
Yeah.
That they are dropping, them chances are dropping to the players you want it to.
Yeah.
They're not dropping to Herrera and Thiago Silva or Kimpembe. They're dropping to your main men. Neymar should bury that.
Do you know, for me, one thing I would say where I think the Bayern manager PSG manager missed the trick, who is also German, by the way.
Tuchel.
There you go. Very good manager, I think. For me, you've got to play them two closer together.
What, Neymar and Mbappe?
Yeah. Imagine them two running at you. That's one thing I don't think they capitalised on. Them two running at you. Mm-hmm. For me, Neymar out on that left, and when I say on the left, he's literally on the touchline.
Okay.
But he's one second. He's on the touchline, but he's not got, for him to be effective there on the touchline, he probably needs a centre forward in the essence where I'm saying someone who he can deliver a deadly cross and someone's going to predator on it and it's a goal. For me, him there out on the left with Mbappe who's looking a through ball, it doesn't actually really make a lot of sense. You've got to play them closer. Yeah.
Go on.
You probably change it up for the final. For me, you've got to have Neymar, Mbappe, and Di Maria closer. Because one thing I say to you with Bayern is, their front, even though it's set up in a certain way, look where Coleman is for that goal. Coleman's more or less playing that's a centre forwards finish. Do you understand?
Yeah, it was a centre
how he's affected that area. The area he's playing in there is a centre forwards area. The cross from Kimmich, the area where Kimmich is the area where Neymar is on the, you know what I mean? Is the equivalent area. Whereas when you see in the Bayern forwards, they're in that box. It doesn't make sense for Neymar to be so far out.
I think, to me personally, I get what you're saying, but to me, to get the best out of Neymar, you give him a free role. And then the problem is, or maybe you go the way Deschamps won the World Cup, France, and he's played Giroud. And then he's played Giroud, he's had Griezmann and Mbappe, then he's had Matuidi playing wide left.
Do you get where I'm coming from?
Well, yeah, I get
That's
what you're saying.
I'm trying to say.
But Matuidi's playing, he's not a flying left winger, he's doing your donkey work, but...
Yes, he's working that space.
Yeah, I personally given it. How would I work it? Maybe you change the system. Do you go with a 3-5-2?
All right, then. You've got Icardi. You've got these players there.
But the thing is, it has worked though. That's what it is.
Yeah, but you see, when you're coming up against that Bayern Munich team, see, this is where he's naive because his team can't go toe for toe. He's tried to go toe to toe with that Bayern Munich team. He shouldn't have done that.
And you know what? I can't blame him for that because it should have worked. If Neymar scores from 8 yards out,
and Mbappe,
Mbappe's got to score that. Marquinhos, they're free sitters. And you don't, in a Champions League final, you don't normally get chances like that. They're free.
Yeah.
So that's why I get what you're saying, but I can't criticize the manager for that.
It's not.
Because, not a criticism, but all right, maybe you could have done this different, because to me, it worked.
Even if the player does it, do you understand where I'm
Yeah,
coming
I get
from?
what you're saying. To me, it worked. It's just that Neymar fluffed his lines.
Yeah.
If Neymar scores that, it's 0-0. If Mbappe scores that, which he should, that's at 0-0. I think Marquinhos is 1-0 down. He should have scored that. It was like they're free guilt a chance.
The only thing I'll give Marquinhos, he gets a blight because
he's Marquinhos.
He's a centre back playing as a midfielder. So for me, you're still a centre back. Your instincts are centre back based.
I get what you said. I said that. I was like, that's a proper centre back finish.
Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? You could see it in it.
It's a centre back.
It's that's someone who's never really in that position, even though he scored 2 goals in the run up to the final.
Yeah.
But
so that's why I'm looking at it. So on Neymar, to me, that was your chance to separate it, and I'm not bashing him. What I'm saying is that's a black mark against him now, because it's like that was your chance to be the main man.
Yeah,
and he might come back next year and he might win it, and then it's like, look, but I think he was that distraught, obviously, because you don't want to lose finals, but he knew. Yeah, he knew that. Like, that was his moment.
With Mbappe, I honestly think Mbappe, whether he's at PSG or not, he'll probably have about 2 or 3. He'll probably have minimum 2 more chances to win that competition, and that's absolute minimum.
That's absolute minimum. That's the worst. That's injuries and worst case.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He could literally, he could be there every 2 years till he retires. He could be there.
Kind of like Ronaldo, who's been in, I think, 7 Champions League, 7 out of the last 11 Champions League finals.
Yeah, do you get what I'm saying?
That's nuts.
That's where
that's crazy stuff.
And then look how many he's won as well.
Yeah.
But that's where I think Mbappe could be. But then, if we would have had this conversation about Neymar at that age, we would have probably said the same thing. So you never know.
You never know. And that's the thing where, to me, Neymar just don't... To me, it's looking like Neymar just don't have it.
Do you know what it is, I think?
We spoke about it with Ronaldo, that killer instinct.
Oh, no, he's not a killer.
He just don't have that killer instinct.
He's not a killer.
It seems, I can't say in a mindset, in a mental state. I'm talking like in front of goal, he doesn't
No, I
seem to
think
have
it is a mental thing.
You reckon it's a mental thing?
I think it is a mental thing. Because... It's just something what the best of the best just have that ruthless killer instinct.
They do,
and and that's in any sport. There's no coincidence that they get to the top.
Yes,
do you get what I'm saying?
Because we'll go through some of the comments here. Because Stefan says, I think it's too harsh on him. Lewandowski failed a lot in semis with Bayern and nobody's noticed it. No, we noticed it. What the issue is that Lewandowski hasn't had the hype that Neymar has. No one's ever questioned. The reason why we are talking about Neymar in his fashion, because people are saying on social media that this guy is number 3 behind Ronaldo and Messi, and once they retire, he's next up. So I'm looking at you like, okay, do what they did, because I don't believe he's on their level.
Do you know what it is?
I have Mbappe. I already now, Mbappe, who is not in his prime years, I have Mbappe ahead of Neymar. If you give me a choice about who I can take, I'm taking Mbappe each and every time.
But you see what it is for me? That people are saying who's the next because of how young they are and this and that. But if you really deep it, the shout for the best player was on that pitch this season. The best player in the world this season was on that pitch. And it wasn't Neymar. It was Lewandowski.
Yeah. And they're similar. Like, the thing is, it's not like Neymar's young. Neymar's what, 28?
Yeah, they're probably like 1-2 years in between them.
This is what I'm saying.
And then, look, if you think, sorry, just to cut you, what was it, 53, 54 goals, Lewandowski?
Ridiculous.
See, this is the type of, that level is what led us to give the Messis and Ronaldos that godlike status, because they did that for how many years? Yeah. If Lewandowski hits this level, what he's hit now, at a 26, he then gets that level. It's because he's hit it now towards the back end. It's getting overlooked. But for me, Lewandowski, he's the unofficial Ballon d'Or this year.
And that's the thing is, so that's why we don't compare Lewandowski to Neymar, because Lewandowski, I've never heard anyone say, we praise him, quality number 9. But no, when you start comparing people, okay, we're going to hold you, but I'm going to say me personally, on any footballing platform I'm on, I'm going to hold you up to that standard. If you're number 3 and you're next up and you're this and you're that, and we know you're talented, okay, I'm looking at you in games like this, Champions League final, turn it on. Now you're the main man. And he failed. That's not to say that he can't win the Champions League next year. Neymar might come back next year and win it. Yeah. But the thing is, we can't say you don't have help either. You got talent. Di Maria's quality. Mbappe, a generational talent.
Do you know what it is though with that PSG team? I honestly think because the front are so good, you kind of overlook how bad the rest of the team really is. All right then.
Go on.
standout midfielders for centre midfielder for them last night is Herrera.
Yeah, that's a fair
He's
point.
in one of the worst United teams he's in one of the worst United teams in however long, and he wasn't even a starter a lot of the time. You've got then who else is it? Paredes. Yeah, good young player.
You got Verratti in there as well.
They were in there. All right then. You've got a centre back playing in midfield, and he's not actually playing there. If Marquinhos plays there because it's the Champions League final to nullify, you'd go, okay. No, he's played there most of the season. So it's like, okay, that's not.
I do rate their centre backs.
The right back, Kehrer, you're like,
he's Coleman on toast. Yeah, Coleman.
Yeah, he's not. He looks a bit shaky. To me, he looks like a. I think he is a centre back. He looks like a centre back playing at right back. And then Bernat, he's a good player, but he's not. But he played for Bayern.
But here's the thing, though. This is just us looking at it from the level of football we know. This is just the level now.
No, but what I'm saying is,
they ain't the best.
For how good the front is,
the
rest of the team is pretty mediocre compared. Whereas you look at Bayern's, it's
equal all across the board.
Yeah, everyone in Bayern starting 11 is like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's the thing there. If you just go up a bit, I think someone put a comment. Just scroll about. How do you? Oh no, there it is. How do you define world class? What's the scale? For me, that's what it is.
When you said it, I didn't even see this comment.
Sorry, it was up at the top. Back up a bit.
Yeah, go on, carry on.
Saying, how do you define world class? What's the scale? For me, that's the scale. It's those games where you need to stand up and be counted. I
like what Stefan here says. Neymar is world class. He's just not elite yet, and that's why I try and describe it, because basically Ronaldo and Messi upset the apple cart in terms of the bar.
Yes.
Because before them, it was just like you're world class and that's that. But because they were world class, and what I've said about them, even though I don't think they're personally the GOATs, like the greatest of all time, what they are GOATs of is consistency. Like, they've consistently been at the highest level for 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
So what they've done
since they've burst on the scene.
They've literally been put it into GOAT tier now. So it's kind of like, all right, this world class is now GOAT tier. They've made a whole new thing because they deserve it.
Yeah.
No one's anywhere near them. So to me, it's very disrespectful to them when you put the likes of Neymar and say, oh, Neymar's close, or Neymar's better than Eve. No, he's not. Based off of what?
You know how you have to really deep it? Man are saying this is their fall and that. But if anyone else does their numbers now, they're world class.
Yes.
That's mad.
Yes.
How can you're saying a man's done? When I'm saying the next man's done, it's because he's got 6 goals. It's because he's got 6 goals and 3 assists and used to be the bad man. But no, these men have got 20 goals, 20 assists, and you're saying, oh, they're done. That's mad.
Because that's them being a victim of their own success.
Yes.
It's the standard we hold them to. And that's what I'm talking about.
And that's where for me, world class starts where you get into those games and you affect those games consistently.
Because Faris says, hey, how do you expect Neymar to put in a world-class performance when his team had about 40% of ball possession in Champions League final? What I will say is to that, he had the chances. He missed a one-on-one from 8 yards out.
That's what world-class players do. There's players where you see them and, all right then, Messi, bro. Yeah. Messi, when Messi's really, maybe not now, but Messi in his times, where you don't see him in the game. He gets these chances, boom, it'll be a hat-trick.
Yes.
Or it'll be some sort of, like, wow.
Yeah.
He'll blow you away.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking. That's the difference where you get that chance and you take it. Someone who needs to be put in that bracket, if we're talking consistency, is Thomas Muller, because he is a big game player.
Yeah, he always seems to show up.
Wherever, even like you're saying, that touch.
Yes.
For me, that is a clutch player. These are players who, when they get in those situations.
I like that term. So,
you know what I'm saying?
I like that. So in terms of, to me, I'm looking at world class. Like, that's the difference. There's world class talent. Stefan said elite, be clutch. I'm output. Yes, have your step overs, have your flicks, look good, look pretty. I'm with it.
Neymar's probably the most talented player on the planet. If you give him a football now
and just said do kick-ups and do
show me what
skills.
You can do.
Yeah.
My man can do that kid in the playground. What skills can you do? My man can do everything.
Man's like having the ball on his shoulders, taking off his t-shirt and all that.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Behind
here's the jokes. If you probably give Ronaldo the ball and say, show me what you could do, you smash it in the top corner.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Output.
He'll show you what he can do with the ball, which makes the difference.
If Neymar didn't have the chance he had yesterday, I wouldn't be saying this, but he had chances. Not only did he have the chance he missed, he had enough touches of the ball in offensive areas to impact the game, and he failed.
Do you know what I always thought it was with Neymar? I always thought, you know what, at Barcelona, he's got it all there. Yeah. This is why he's not that good with Brazil. But for me, it's kind of like now, like, you need to step it up a bit now. Not even now. You've had your chance. You should have.
Step it up. That's it. That's key right there. That's why I'm cutting you off. Go to that next level now.
Yes, that's
if
what I'm
it's
saying.
just Dragon Ball Z for any Dragon Ball Z fans listening, if you're saying, this is your time to now go Super Saiyan. If you're Super Saiyan, go Super Saiyan 2. What we're saying is if you're C3, let's see you go B2 now. If you're B2, let's see you go
Neymar's
A1.
like Gohan now. you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's very good. Gohan when he grew up.
Yeah, man's grown up. You're just mediocre now. You're meaty. As my London people them say, you're meaty. You just, you know what I'm saying?
I said, I don't want to be disrespectful because the thing is, Neymar is a talented player. And he, like I said, he's won French league titles. He's won Spanish league titles. He's won Champions League. And he's been quality. But, like, I'm looking at my world-class players to be elite in their moments. Stand up and be counted.
See that comment there? This is why.
Stefan says you have to remember it was his first knockout games with PSG because he was always injured. It was only his first attempt.
Don't matter.
And that's true. Now here's the thing though. Where the thing is, the difference is we're not writing him off. That's what I'm saying.
We're not writing him off.
No, so that's what I'm saying. The thing is, we're giving him. But what we're saying is, up until this point, with him being injured and stuff like, he's got to this first point and he's failed. Ronaldo has been knocked out of Champions League, as is Messi's.
But there's the thing.
Go on.
When that's happening to Ronaldo's and Messi's, the early 20s. He's the other end of the scale. This is what we're trying to say.
Years too.
He's in his super prime.
Yeah.
You have to think, this is his first knockout games with PSG. It's not his first knockout game as a player. He's been here with Brazil and he's failed. He's
been here with also Barcelona because he's won it and he's been around here like you should be. It's not like it's Mbappe. He's kind of new to.
No one's saying this out about Mbappe because this kid,
because he knows he's 20 years old.
He's going to do his thing. He's going to do his thing. He's going to do his thing. Mbappe, he's going to be hit. You know what it is? Man can't say this about Mbappe because he's already done his thing on another scale.
With the World Cup.
And
be the main man. And that's what I'm talking about. It was his time to stand up in the World Cup. And he stood up.
He stood right up.
He stood up and he's like, okay, you're a clutch player.
All right then. If you look at that game, that France game, France-Argentina, he outplayed Messi.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk. You know what? I wanted to get silent to let that settle in. That punch.
Think about it.
I wanted to get silent.
Think about it. He outplayed Messi. Yeah. He on the international scale. Yeah. When it's time to be clutch, he was more clutch. You get me? Messi weren't. Where was Messi, bro? And that's the thing. What people are not understanding. This is what I'm saying about players. Yeah. Someone like. All right then. Let me put it to you like that. Giroud in that tournament. He didn't score something mad like that.
I don't think he had a shot on target the whole
time.
But
his effectiveness in that team was different.
Yes.
Different.
Yeah.
You get me? You can't... This is what some football people might not understand. I don't know if it's people who haven't played football or they don't watch football enough to look out for these things. When you mature as someone who's watching football, you appreciate the players who are doing jobs to help other players shine. You get what I'm saying?
That's true.
You appreciate your players...
Holding midfielders. And that's why holding midfielders will get a lot of praise from the people around them.
Yes.
Well, not so much the fans, but if you talk to the attacking players, or if it wasn't for him, like,
yeah.
How many times do we hear people talk about a Michael Carrick, for instance?
Yeah.
Paul Scholes is a little bit more glamorous, but you get my point. That's the time. A Makelele. Talk to that.
Makelele, you know how funny it is? Look at when Makelele really started to get his roses. Makelele got his roses when he was at Chelsea. Yeah. After he'd already done it for years. Man was at Madrid, bro. Doing it from early 2000s, yeah?
And then when he left, they fell off.
Yeah, and the man are like, yo, maybe it was this, brother.
It was him all
the time, man are saying Zidane's, Figo's, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Man have got the list is so long. Guti didn't get his roses at the time. Yeah. When Guti disappeared, it was like, oh, damn, it was this guy.
You know what? Benzema took his time. He's now getting his flowers, but Benzema, it took a minute for him to get, because he's not a prolific, high-scoring striker.
What it really was with Benzema is it's literally just because he was with Ronaldo. I think anyone who is playing with Ronaldo, you're never going to get your centre stage. Do you get what I mean?
You're always going to be second.
Yeah, it's like even, all right then, man, everyone gives MSN the credit when it was Messi, Suarez and Ronaldo, but if you really deep it...
Messi, Suarez, Neymar.
Yeah, Messi, Suarez, Neymar, sorry. But Suarez doesn't get the credit for how good he was then.
At that point, that's true.
At that point, Suarez was like, wow. Suarez was as capable as Messi at that point. Suarez
is quality, like... He's impacting games and things like that.
He was as capable, but it's just because he did it for like a season and a half or 2 seasons at that really top level. Yeah. He might have had that. He had the levels before when he was at Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? He had the high levels, but this is the thing where we're going back to the point of Messi and Ronaldo. They've maintained it at such a high level that it's kind of, you know what it's done? This was going to be check this one out. This was going to be my point for the Miles thing for the show.
It's cool.
Messi and Ronaldo have distorted what world class means.
Yes.
They've distorted. They've been a bad thing for football.
They've messed it up.
How good they have been has been bad for football. If you don't understand what I mean, please don't come at me because you don't understand. You may be too young to remember what football was like before. Yeah. But someone like
here's the thing: you hit the nail on the head. If you're an attacking player or striker and you score 30 goals a season, that's an extremely good season. If Ronaldo or Messi next season score 30 goals, that's classed as a disappointment.
Bro,
that's classed as a
before
disappointment.
Messi and Ronaldo, before Messi and Ronaldo, 33, 34, 35 gets you the European Golden Boot. If you did that before these two are about, you're the best striker in Europe. You get that Golden Boot. Yeah. How many men have probably done that since? Or these men have got 50s, 60s. It's like, bro. They've distorted.
They have distorted.
They've distorted what is supposed to, the levels in football.
Like we said, they've made me and probably others create a whole new tier.
Yeah,
like they distorted my my list.
Yeah,
of
your
what
football
it was.
hierarchy.
Yeah, my hierarchy.
Because then,
like I had a tier list, and I had to go and create a whole new tier list just to put you in.
Well, this is why I'm saying they've messed up football.
Yeah.
And how it's perceived. Because now if you're say under 20 and I tell you about Thierry Henry, amazing bro. And then you go well, what's his stats best season? I say, 25 goals, 20 assists, bro. What do you know about that? You go, Messi's 33, he's doing that now. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. He's doing that now and he's dead his season. These men now think these men are dead.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Because, I get what you're saying.
But man are not understanding.
That these lot are two generational talents. Like, we're not seeing this consistency again.
Man are not
probably in our lifetime, you ain't seeing the consistency of them from 15 years. What, Ronaldo and Messi been here since probably, 2005, 6?
Bro, Lewandowski's just scored 53 goals in a season. Yeah. No one cares.
That's true.
No one cares. That's true. Imagine he does this in 2004. He's going down in history as the greatest number 9 ever. If he does this before Messi and Ronaldo peak, he's the greatest number 9 in history.
That's very good.
He
scored 53 goals this season and nobody cares.
No one cares.
No one cares. Because we've seen Ronaldo and Messi do this back to back.
Exactly. To back to back to back to back to back. If he does this before these man, a thingy, Lewandowski is the GOAT of football. Yeah. Check that one out.
Everyone would be like Lewandowski number 9.
He's the best ever.
He's the best, yeah.
That's what man would say. That's how you'd say his name. You say Lewandowski. You'd have to do on the end. Man are not understanding. These man have distorted football.
They have, If a striker now scores 50 goals, nobody cares.
No one cares, bro. No one cares. It's mad. Think about what I'm saying. 50 goals.
Let's go 50 goals, and his team won a treble, and no one cares.
Oh my God,
Them
bro.
won a treble as well.
And he scored 50 goals.
And nobody
cares. Ballon d'Or having a laugh, bro. Give this guy his thing, bro. Because you see when these two go.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be. Man are gonna say everyone's dead, fam.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, 20 goals.
Yeah.
But Ronaldo did that when he was 40. That's because he'll score 20 goals in his 40.
Yeah, he's going to keep going.
And man are going to be, you know what I'm saying? They've mashed up football, bro. And this is what I'm saying.
See, George here says Lewandowski 55 goals and 10 assists.
65 goal contributions in a season.
And nobody cares, yo.
All right then, in a season, what's a season? Probably about 60 something like that. 60 something matches.
He's literally goal and assist at least every
Come on,
game.
bro. Man are not understanding.
Let's not adding his fact as well, his team won a treble. Adding that, let's not forget that. His team won a treble.
Man are not understanding. These man have broke football, bro. Football's done. These kids now are not going to understand.
They don't get it because
I can't tell my son about Van Nistelrooy.
Yeah.
He's not interested.
Yeah, because Van Nistelrooy is a skeng man.
He's a skeng man. But he's going to say what was his best season?
It was his best season. And you say, 30 goals.
Oh.
You say 30
goals. That sound is what my son would...
And he'd be like, Ronaldo did that in April. Yeah. It's April, he's got games left.
You know what I'm saying?
But this way, Ronaldo scored 41 goals in just knockout competitions in Champions League, just from, I think it's from knockout stages to the final. Just 41.
Check this. Like Rashford, Martial had the seasons of their life, 17 goals. Ronaldo's done that in the Champions League alone in a season.
That is crazy.
Man, see them...
That's the level.
They've broke Talk football, bro.
And the thing is, 17 goals for Rashford is, considering he missed 2 months of the season, it's incredible. Yeah. Considering the team you're playing in, you're not even playing in a great side.
You get what I'm saying?
When you put them up against everyone, it just makes you dead. To the point where it's hard.
Oh my God, look at the matches.
Yeah,
nah. Giving me nah.
But I think everyone is, obviously we're joking about it, but I think everyone's being like, yeah, Lewandowski would win the Ballon d'Or.
But what I'm saying is, he's not going to get the, going forward in history.
He won't get his plaudits that he's supposed to.
He's not going to, bro. Yeah. Like, think of the baddest strikers back in the day, bro. I'm telling you. Like, if you hit that 30 goals, you was like,
yeah, 30 goals a season.
You're
the guy.
You're the man. Yeah. You get me?
Because Georgia Veer says, remember Messi 91 goals in the calendar year. Think about it, makes no sense.
What do you mean 91 goals, bro?
He's got 91 goals.
Come on, bro.
So like,
it's more goals than weeks. What do you mean? What do you mean, bro? Man's got some next calendar, fam.
See, look, Stefan says, I just checked. Messi's best season was 62 goals and 32 assists. What the?
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't catch up to these, man. I get 62 goals.
How do you get 32 assists in a season, bro? What team are you playing in?
Oh, my God. That's 95. That's nearly 100 goal contributions,
Bro, do you understand? These men are not, like, that's some, like, I don't know, that's like some, these men are, when man say, these men are made in a factory. Yeah. That's what it's coming like.
See that? All the jokes aside, because I'm here busting up because it is funny. This is why you can't compare Neymar.
Nah, you can't.
When these men are pulling up them type of numbers.
Because Neymar's numbers for this season is a Maka Messi and a Maka Ronaldo season. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying?
And I bet he's got good numbers as well.
He's in, look, all right then, what's his name? Immobile has just beat Ronaldo to the Golden Boot. That's his best season ever, 35 goals. Ronaldo's on his way out, 31 goals.
That's the thing is, people are forgetting Ronaldo and Messi. It's not like they're in their prime anymore.
They're past prime.
They're past prime and still putting up top numbers.
It's illegal. What Ronaldo's doing right now is illegal. How old's Ronaldo? Is Ronaldo not 35 or something?
I'm going to check now. Go on.
Come on, bro. That's illegal. Illegal, bro.
Keep going.
35. Who's 35 scoring? Check this. Who's 35 scoring apart from Ibrahimovic? Because he's got a little madman thing. But who's 35 scoring more than 15 goals?
That's a fact. Because they say, 32, 33, you're done. Like, you're a bit part player in that. But Ronaldo's still the main man. This guy's still bagging braces in Champions League knockout games to try and get his team through. Messi, even though he wasn't good this season, is still there. Still the main
This is
guy.
Messi's worst season in my memory, recent memory. Bro, his numbers are ridiculous.
See, man said Ronaldo's 36 next year.
Oh, get out of here, man. Get out of here, bro. 36 and that. Nah.
I said Messi.
This is why... Man can't, you know what? There's no argument of who's best, Messi or Ronaldo. Forget it. I don't want to hear it no more. I'm going to try not even address it. Yeah. Man, I've just got to, like, appreciate them. Because you know when they're gone, bro? I'm telling you.
See that Akel P says Liverpool, the Premier League champions, scored 85 goals in the league this season. Messi scored 91
in a season. You know what I mean? That's mad, bro.
Scored more than a team.
What do you mean?
And they were the top guys as well. Like, they were the top scorers.
That's mad, bro. Nah, watch. I've said it now. Remember this day. Yeah. When the day these two retire, it's a sad day. Yeah. Because man are now going to go back to scoring 25 goals and being called, and man are going to say the bad man.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be the same.
Yeah,
it's not going to be someone scoring 25 goals a season now. It's not going to be the same as when Henry was doing it.
Yeah, because we know what can be done. Yeah. Like, they push the bar so high that no one can get anywhere near it.
I'm telling you now. No. I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
If someone can eclipse the consistency of these two, I don't think we'll see it. But then someone would have said this about these past players.
Yes. There's always, records are there to be broken, and I know it is a cliche, but it is very tough. See that? Stefan said they made football shine and they ruined it at the same time.
Yeah, they did, Stefan, man. They made football beautiful, but they've ruined it, bro.
Yeah, it's like appreciate them now they're here, but it's kind of like...
I'm telling you. Watch.
Go on. Someone could score 30 goals in a season, and we had certain people, I ain't going to appreciate it. Like
Immobile has got 35 league goals. Ciro Immobile for Lazio. Yeah. Lazio has got 35 league goals. If he does this... Pre-Messi and Ronaldo, he's a GOAT.
Yeah, he's a GOAT. But the thing is, he scored 35 goals for Lazio and nobody cares.
No one cares.
Nobody cares. Lewandowski, like you said, has got 52 goals a season. Got like 10 assists. His team won the treble and we're just like,
Yeah.
Because we've seen this happen. We've seen Messi score 60-plus goals and his team win the treble.
You know what's sick?
We've seen Ronaldo do the same.
You know what man are now saying for Lewandowski to be considered, you want to be a GOAT? Do it every year for 4 years.
Yeah, that's what
Do it now. You've done it 1 year. Do it for 4 years. On top of this, you're a GOAT. That's no. He's a GOAT now. You know what I'm saying?
Like, we giving Lewandowski his props now. But yeah, back onto the whole point, and that's why I'm very critical of Neymar, because when you look at not only numbers, because I like to do two things. I like to do the stat test and the eye test. I look at both. Obviously, I look at players' numbers to see what you are doing. But then I watch you also to see what you are doing. Because if you look at someone like Lukaku, whose stats are fantastic, goal scorer. But then when you watch him, different. You understand what I'm saying? It's different. That's what I'm saying. So it's kind of like, can you still hear us? Let us know. Make sure there's no issues. Messi and Ronaldo also needed each other to compete at high. I do believe they pushed each other on.
Yes,
I do believe.
You know what I think it is? I don't think Ronaldo pushed on Messi, but I certainly think Messi pushed on Ronaldo. I think Messi's.
Here's the thing, though. It was you who said after Messi missed the penalty for Argentina, Ronaldo rang him up and said, what's it called? Don't quit. Was it you? You said that on there.
Who is it?
Who was it? You said someone said that. I swear
Yeah,
it was
no,
you.
it was not that me. It was last week. I've heard that before.
Yeah,
I didn't say it. It was either Stroll or Aviate.
Okay, so yeah, so if that's the case, that goes to show. Because he's like, I need you.
I need you to make me better.
I need you to.
I think that's
it's
what
like
made.
It's what Batman without Joker.
I'm sure he said that about Rooney. I'm sure he said that about Rooney at United. Yeah. He made me better.
Yeah,
because he's that type of competition, brother.
That's what you need, though.
Do you get what I'm saying?
You need competition like that.
Yeah, you do.
That's what it is. You need competition like that. That's what it is. Boy, it is what it is. Salute to everyone who is locked in as well. Make sure if you are watching on YouTube, you hit a like on the video.
Yeah,
please like the video. If you are watching this live right now, hit a like. If you're watching it back after the live, please hit a like. And hit the subscribe button as well.
You know what? Hit the share button as well, man.
Yes, please.
Share it out.
Yes.
Let the people know them what
Yeah.
go on, man.
Because there was someone in the comments of the show last week. If you do hear banging, it's because we at Pi Radio, they're working, they're renovating here.
Work,
So
man.
that's
All
what it
the
is.
time working.
All the time. Salute to Sol and Sparks and the whole Pi Radio hierarchy. Someone said in the comments was like, oh, you should get, what was it? It was giving us our props. They're like, this is a great show. It should get more exposure. And I'm like, our time will come, but we appreciate everyone who was here, whether you are new or you've been listening like a Stefan or a Georgiev or a Faris for Yonks. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. Like, we really, really, really appreciate it. So thank you. Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT off and on the pitch. When it comes to only football and ability, talent, and intelligence, Messi is clear. Overall, Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT for me. And that goes to show, what do you like? Do you like a footballer who is great to watch and pleasing on the eye? Do you like someone who just puts up numbers and is definition of clutch? Like, that's what I think of when Ronaldo. I'm like, if I need to win a game and it's a final, give me Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And I believe I'm going to win this final.
That final, if Ronaldo's playing for PSG, even how rubbish they're playing,
they probably win that game.
He wins them that game.
Or
he lifts someone up, or he does something, and they win that game. And that's the difference.
Yeah, like I said, even though they went out to Atlanta. No, it wasn't Atlanta. It was Leon they went out to. Even though they went out to Leon, they need 3 goals. Gary Lineker says, Cristiano Ronaldo, hat-trick. Incoming, a man bagged the brace.
Did you see that one where he smacked in the top corner, bro? Disrespectful, bro. He's 35. His legs shouldn't be able to do that, bro.
He's 35, and we treat him like he's prime. We treat him like he's Neymar's age.
Exactly.
Like he's 28, 29. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, but it is preference. But both, them two are clear. Them two are clear. Like, clear.
Like, you know how deep it is? You know when you really deep it? Man are putting up, except for Lewandowski, everyone's putting up numbers what he did at the start of his career.
It's true.
Man are being labelled world class right now of what he did as a 23, 4-year-old. That's mad, bro.
Facts.
Same with Messi. You know what I'm saying? Man are getting world class status right now of what these men did at the very beginning of their careers. Shows a lot.
So where we will go now, obviously we went off on a tangent as we do. I'm from a Third Eye View. Oh yeah, shout out to Stro as well, because Stro was in the live as well, people.
Strizo.
Big up, big Stro. As well, people, as well, regarding the show. If there is a guest you would like to see on the show, if you're following us on Twitter, make sure you at us and then at them and be like, I would like to see you on the show, because that helps if they see fans reach out. And obviously, we've had a lot of big guests on here, so salute to all the guests. I don't think we've had a bad guest. We've had a lot of big YouTubers, you know what I'm saying? We've had a lot of big YouTubers on here, and we will be getting them back. So your Aarons, your Saids, your Noradins, Adam Matic, etc., Pundit Jays, Leroy May, Chris Kirkland, the list goes on and on. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, on to the Europa League final. Where I really want to touch on it is, because obviously once United went out, I didn't particularly care about it. It was Sevilla in the Milan, and just social media. So what it was people were like, oh, United went out, Inter Milan went through. We should have never have sold Lukaku. Blah blah blah. Lukaku scored X amount of goals in. Lukaku goal scorer, no doubt about it. Just look at his stats. But him and Manchester United didn't work. And in that game, in the final, you seen the best and you seen the worst of Lukaku. The best of him when he won the penalty, scored, then he missed the sitter, and then the own goal. And that is typical Lukaku. And the reason why Lukaku was getting so much criticism from United fans on social media, because so many rival fans were like, oh, you should have let him go. He's doing so well. He'd be better. No, we'd be better off with Martial. And that's the issue with that. That's all I just wanted to address on.
Nah, it's real. And one thing I want to say as well, no, you know what it was for me? It was that. But it was also like, oh, you know, look at all these great players who were going to be playing in Europa League final and Champions League final, and they went and listed them. So it was like
Herrera,
Di Lukaku, Di Maria,
Ashley Young,
and Sanchez.
Yeah, so
all of them lost.
Yes.
All of them lost. What does that say to you? What does that say to you? They all lost. Yeah, fair enough. United lost in the match previous, but all of these players who you were saying we needed lost.
Yeah.
What does that say to you? Oh, none of them. Ashley, come on, bro. Don't tell me we need Ashley Young.
Yeah.
Don't lie to yourself.
Yeah.
All football aside, banter aside, don't lie to yourself and act like we need Ashley Young. Me personally, I'd have a Lukaku at United as an option. He's not a starter. If I was to have him, I'd have him as a bench player.
Yeah,
That's it.
And the thing is, he doesn't want to be a backup, so it's like
none of them. You know what? For me, Herrera's no better than a Fred. So no, it's not an improvement in the team. Do you understand?
I think PSG are a better side with a Fred.
Hey, there you go. Sanchez, don't even start with me. You get what I'm saying? Don't start with me on Sanchez, bro.
And you know what? Maybe Sanchez, certain leagues suit certain players, and Sanchez is doing well over there. Because he's scoring goals.
His numbers are still dead.
Yeah, well,
dead.
Depends
like 4 goals and 6 assists or some foolishness, idiotness.
Hey, compared to what he was doing to us, that's incredible.
Nah, it's dead. It's dead. It's dead. It's dead. It's dead. Someone get me up.
See, Georgiev here.
Sanchez's numbers.
Nah, it was more than that. He went on a run. He went on a crazy run for Inter. I can't remember what it was, but it was more than 6, and I swear it was something like 10. Like 5 assists or something like that in like 15 games or something. But he went on a run. He kind of resurrected. He went on a run.
That's dead though.
Problem with Lukaku is he adds nothing to a team other than goals. Maybe also physicality. No defensive work. Okay, hold up play. Can't control the ball to keep it moving. And Georgiev, that's the issue. It depends on. This goes back to the GOAT conversation. What do you like? What do you want from your number 9? If you want your number 9 to solely score goals, Lukaku's your man. That's it. If you want your number 9 to only score goals in your team, Lukaku is the guy for you if you want to play that way.
Yeah.
But football doesn't go that way. There isn't many managers that like to go that way. One thing people forget, Conte's at Inter. They play 3-5-2. Lukaku is in the wrong era. Lukaku in a 4-4-2 is fine. I've said this. I think I said this last week. You put Lukaku in a 4-4-2, absolutely fine.
Bro, imagine Lukaku in the 90s.
Yes, he'd be fine.
It'd be fire.
He'd be fine.
But you know what? This is one thing people don't understand. Now go on, finish.
Nah, you can have a 10 drop off.
Yes.
Like I'm gonna say a 10, not like a 10 now, like a 10, like a Bergkamp 10. Who would drop off and
a Rui Costa.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
That type. Yes. Yeah.
Who would sit there all day and give you free balls. Yeah.
A Del Piero, a Francesco Totti.
Yes.
Those type of 10s.
So this is the thing. What people don't understand.
Akopi said 4 goals and 8 assists. I stand corrected. Oh, no. Sanchez got 4 goals, 10 assists in 32 matches. Was that but I know he went on a run. I know them 10 goals and 4 assists were later on. But yeah, go on.
Here's the thing, what I'm saying with Lukaku. And I think this is a saying what people use, stat padding. Not really from your generation where you make up things to suit your narratives. But look, and this is one thing people don't understand about Lukaku. How many of those goals are game-winning goals?
That's another thing.
This is when I'm telling you that back in the day, and this is probably why stats don't tell the truth. One stat I'd love to see is give me Thierry Henry's game-winning goals. Give me Ruud van Nistelrooy's game-winning goals. Give me all these players game-winning goals, and I'll bet you it's a lot more.
Yeah, you know who's a prime example of that? Eric Cantona. That's taken us back, but how many times United won 1-0 and he scored the goal?
This is what I'm trying to say. People don't understand. See, with a lot of those Lukaku goals, and this was his thing like when he was at United and Everton. Lukaku scores a lot of goals when you're 2-0 up. these goals don't actually matter. They don't mean anything. If I'm 2-0 up and I'm cruising and you score a brace, that goal means nothing.
It's good, but it's not the same as if we're losing 1-0.
Yes.
And 2-1. I think back to the Ronaldo stat. I think there's a crazy stat in terms of the amount of goals he scores when his team are losing.
Yes.
Or his teams are drawing.
He turns the match.
Definition of a clutch player. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's the difference. If Ronaldo, if Lukaku was such a clutch striker, no, he's not.
So Stefan here says Lukaku is as clutch as Ibrahimovic or Hazard. LOL. I think he's joking.
Hazard's not clutch anyway.
I don't think Hazard's clutch.
Hazard's not clutch anyway. That's a totally different conversation.
Ibrahimovic, I will say.
I'd say Ibrahimovic is clutch. Ibrahimovic is clutch.
Clutch in league titles. Champions League, he's never done it.
Oh, no. Yeah. I'm just saying, all right, maybe in the Champions League, but I'm telling you, if Ibrahimovic gets to a Champions League final and he's got a chance,
he probably scores.
He's bagging it.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm trying to say.
He's reliable like that.
Lukaku, in that game where he's through on goal. Score it. That's what makes...
And I think it would have went 2-0 up if we're correct. And you probably win the final.
Oh, wait, 1 second. Was it? Yeah, it's before they scored.
Yeah. So I think it was 1-0 up and he missed that.
Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So this is what people don't understand. I don't believe in stats too much because stats don't tell the whole story. Someone like Muller will have less goals, but the chance is what he will convert.
Yes.
He will convert that chance.
Yeah. And that's why I said just before, I was like, that's why I do a stat test and I do an eye test.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let me see your stats.
Nah, but you see
if my eyes, because your eyes can be lying to you where you're like, if you watch Muller, for instance, if you just look at his stats, so that's why I don't do just stats and just do the eye test. It's like, all right, let me combine two. So such and such is a good player. All right, let me watch him. But I might not notice something. I might just miss that this player does something. Right, he scored 15 goals. I didn't even realize he'd scored 15 goals. That type of thing, you know what I'm saying?
That's where I put Muller in that category of the Xavi and younger Iniesta.
Go on.
Xavi never really got the plaudits until he got older.
Yes.
Same with Iniesta because people don't. That's not.
They don't have the razzle dazzle.
It's not even that. They do have it, but it's not what people want to call razzle dazzle. So if I put through a killer pass to you and then you just slide it across the goal and someone taps it in, for me,
it's that pass.
It's that pass what makes that whole goal.
That happens with all players. Like we've seen it happen with Scholes.
No, but yeah.
We've seen it happen with Toni Kroos.
Yeah.
Modric, Xavi Alonso, I think is extremely underrated.
But you see now, someone like De Bruyne does that, and it's like, whoa. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
That's a fair point.
De Bruyne does that now, and it's like, whoa. I'm saying no, man, have been doing that for time, bro.
It's just that De Bruyne is now. I'm trying to think because De Bruyne he's the new school of that.
I don't think he's the new school. I think he's got that old school element in the new school game. Do you understand? Yeah. He's doing that type of Iniesta stuff, which there's not many men who can do that now. So it's not that he's doing something. He's not doing something new. He's doing something old, which was so effective. Which when Iniesta was doing it, you had your Rui Costas about, and you know what I'm saying.
There was more competition, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you had your Pirlos still about doing it, and you had your this and that. There's not equivalence now. Do you get what I'm saying?
Because Georgiev says another problem with Lukaku, other players have to sacrifice some parts of his game to suit his style of play. And that's what it is. You can literally, if you have a Lukaku and you're playing one up front, or you're just giving him service, or you're just playing him even in a two, he can literally only play. You don't want him with his back to goal if he's your striker.
Yeah.
Get the ball in front of him.
See, there's my thing when people are saying Ibra isn't, he chokes every time.
Oh, yeah.
What I'm trying to say
Stefan who says that.
What I'm trying to say with Ibra is...
He's won a lot of league titles.
He's won a lot of league titles.
Yeah.
He's choked on what? See, this is where...
Maybe on the Champions League stage he's not done it, but I think he would admit that.
Yeah, he would admit that, but what I'm trying to say is with Ibra is, you've got to put it in the place of, has he choked it because he's had a quiet game, or has he choked because he's missed chances? I'll tell you most of the time if he's choked, it's because he's had a quiet game in where his whole team's had a bad game.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're saying.
I can't imagine there being a game where I've watched Ibra where he's choked chances and then the team's lost.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? It's not that. Look at him now, he's 38. He's banging in goals. He's still changed, involved. He's changed AC Milan's season around. Do you get what I mean? Maybe it's not the top level, but he's 38. When man are 38, where was Teddy Sheringham when he's 38, bro? He's like West Ham and them man there. You know what I'm saying? There's many. Tevez, he's not 38, but he's in Boca Juniors, chilling. Do you get what I'm saying? And then there's many other man, the greats, who are 38 and they're just not there. They're just not even playing in a top league anymore. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
So, man have to put respect on the name. You can't say man's a flop because he's not won the Champions League. Bro, his trophy collection's mad. You get me? You can't be a flop. You can't come to United at the age what he was, 34, 35, and score 17 goals or near 20 goals or something. That's not flop. If we didn't have him them seasons there, it's different. Do you know what I mean? PSG, he's at PSG. Check this. You know one thing I won't ever allow on his name. Ibrahimovic, yeah? I don't know if people know this. He scored more goals he scored more goals after he was 30 than he did beforehand.
There you go.
Man not know these things. I beg you, don't go off. Man are saying, oh yeah, Pogba put chances on the plate for him. Bro.
Now, I get what you're saying, because in them seasons, yes, he should have scored more, but what JV's point is the fact that he's still been influential. Yes, that season, all players have moments where they're off and they miss chances.
But man are not realising.
He's still involved.
He's 35.
Yeah. So he's nowhere near in his prime.
He's 35. Ronaldo's missing chances now.
Yeah.
It's just that
he's not saying he's a flop, he's
20s.
just successful, but he isn't clutch. To me, he's just not clutch. I don't think he's clutch in the Champions League, but I think in general, he is.
As a player,
in
and
general,
I'm saying on the football pitch, you put a chance in front of him.
Yeah,
he's clutch. He
gets
what
we
into that bracket.
What people got to remember is, and people do look over this fact, Brazilian Ronaldo never won a Champions League.
Yeah,
Brazilian Ronaldo is put it this way, is the best number 9 I've ever seen.
Oh, come on, that's not even an argument.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. To me, he's the best number 9 I've ever seen.
He's the definition of clutch.
Yeah,
like
and the thing is, you just called him clutch, but then if you look at him not winning Champions League, you look at him and be like, but we know how talented he is.
But here's the thing: the teams what he was in were never in a shout of winning it. We're never within a shout.
The only team that should have won it was the Galacticos one, the one with Makelele. I'm saying that's the team. That
when they come to us, innit? When they come to us and 3-0 us. When he scored the hat-trick at Old Trafford.
Yeah, I think that season, and I think a couple of...
You know what? I showed that to my son the other day and he said, how's he kicking the ball like that? Remember that finish? And it just dipped. That was knuckleball before knuckleball.
The first goal on Bartes' near post.
Yeah, both of them. This first one, and then you remember the one, I think it was the hat-trick one where it just goes...
I try and remember the
hat-trick one, and the ball just goes like this. Look, the ball just goes up, down, like a free kick.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Ahmed there says, I'm just talking about that season, not a flop. Yeah, we get what you're saying. It's just that, obviously, that's why we're all corresponding like this, to make it clear what it is.
Yeah, for
like
me,
saying,
there's
like
back onto the point
Ronaldo
of
is still clutch.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Back onto the point of a Lukaku. That's why we're saying he's 34 goals doesn't tell the whole story.
Yeah, I don't think he's winning the league titles Ibrahimovic has won.
No.
I don't think he will.
Yo.
I've said this. I think because I think he scored in 11 back-to-back games in the Europa League, which is a record. And to me, that's your level. I think you're the tier below.
Did you see the teams? I looked at the teams, bro. It looked like a spelling test.
I don't think you're Champions League or top league quality. I think you're below that. I think Europa League is your level.
I think I think he's Champions League.
I don't think he's Champions League.
No, hear me. I think he's Champions League, but just not the knockouts.
Oh, group stages.
It's like group stage.
Like, to me, if he goes to France, or he goes to Holland, or he goes to Portugal, he'll win a league title. I don't think he's winning a league title in Spain.
Yeah,
unless he goes to one of the big two. Like, I don't think that. You know what it is?
If he does, he wouldn't be a starting striker.
Yeah, he's not. He's not the main man.
See, for me,
that's the better way.
Do you know? I knew exactly what you meant there. You know what it is, bro. You know what I seen the other day, and you know what I've started to do when I see these things. I check him in it. I don't just go off, because I've noticed a man make up a lot of stuff on social media and that.
Very careful with social media.
But I'm sure the last league title he won was with Anderlecht.
Lukaku.
Yeah.
That goes to show. It's that winner's mentality type of thing. And like I said, all top players can lose. Ronaldo's lost league titles.
I think he was at Chelsea when they won one, but he didn't qualify for it because he didn't play enough. You know what I mean?
Because that's him. He'll never be, to me.
Back in the day, you had to play certain matches before you got your medal.
I think it's either 5 or 10 or something like that. But he's never. To me, he'll never be the main man at a top club. Like, if Inter Milan win it, they win the league. That's not. Put it this way: if you put Lukaku in Juventus' side and you put Cristiano Ronaldo in Inter Milan side this season, Inter win the league.
Inter win the league, yeah.
And that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the key difference right there. And we talking clutch and difference and and the differences between those two. Well, it is what it is. Ahmed says, what have you man gone over? So obviously we spoke about Champions League final, give Bayern their flowers. Is Neymar overrated? Obviously went off on a few tangents in a typical From a Third Eye View fashion, but make sure you watch the show back as well so you can listen.
You know one thing I want to say though, because we touched on the Europa League final as well. Yeah. I want Sevilla, and they're another excellently run club. Obviously on a lesser scale to Bayern, but for the club what they are, they're winning that Europa League so consistently. For the type of club they are, they're not a top 4 club in Spain. So that's excellent. Imagine someone who's in England who's not a top 4 team. But you consistently win.
A Wolves.
Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you I'd say Tottenham. If Tottenham won that Europa League, however many times in the past few years.
Is it like 6 out of 10 or something?
That's
like that?
crazy, bro.
5 out of 8, something wild.
And when you look at the players, what they've had and the transfers and everything, and then they replace them and this excellently run club.
Yeah, they're still there. They still have enough quality to. They still have enough quality to win it. But to me, it's like, when do you want to make the jump up
to the next
Champions
level?
League? Yeah.
You know what it is?
Like, when do you want to? Because you clearly mastered this level.
Do you know what I think it is?
Go on.
I think that's more to do with how the Spanish league is run and the TV money and everything. I think it's
hard to get close.
Yes, I think with Spain. I think you know what it is, because then we've seen Atletico Madrid win the league over there.
So it can be done. And we've seen Atletico Madrid go deep into the Champions League.
Yeah.
We've seen them lose a final. We've seen them be in semi-finals.
But actually,
it's like, when are you going to do that?
Just a quick one with them.
Go on.
Do you think it's time for them to get rid of Simeone?
It depends if... I think the cycles in football, I think Alex Ferguson spoke about this, and he's like, 4 years you have to clear out. So either Simeone has to go, or you have to change up the squad.
And I think it would probably be easier for them to get rid of him.
It depends if you're looking at your Thomas Partey's, if you can spend, it depends.
For me,
they're looking at Oblak.
João Felix.
Maybe it's time for João Felix to move on. Maybe
that's what he's wasted there. It's too defensive for him. That's what I'm trying to say.
You can't have a. I wouldn't get rid of João Felix. João Felix. I wouldn't get rid of Simeone.
You know what it is with Simeone?
I don't think he's completed his project there.
I think he might have, because I don't think there's much more. I don't think there's much more he can do with them now.
I think
he's had his Griezmanns. He's had his. Yeah. Do you know, if you look at the players what he's had?
Go again. I think he's looking at it like, all right, we spoke about Bayern Munich going, all right, let's go again. Because I still think with him, they have possibly winning another La Liga title in him. And they're eyeing up the Champions League.
Well, you know what, actually? I'll put it to you like this. With Barcelona's troubles, you've got a good point. With Barcelona's troubles,
yes,
they can maybe put themselves in the hat.
And Real Madrid aren't the best either at all. So
with some good business. Some good business. Yeah. They could possibly, say, throw their hat in the...
definitely.
Name in the hat for the thingy.
We forget they knocked out Liverpool. Who knocked them out in the end?
Leipzig.
That's what I'm saying. You get past Leipzig, then you're in... quarterfinals, semi-finals, so it's kind of like they're not that far off. So they just need that extra little bit.
Actually, I know what it is. One thing what's done them in good stead over the past few years, they've had excellent centre forwards, and they've one thing that they've had is that they've been able to play, because of how defensively rigid he is and good he is. They've been able to play more time. They play like two strikers, don't they?
That's what I'm saying.
And I think a João Felix and a Diego Costa don't work. And a João Felix and a Morata maybe don't work.
And that's where...
If he can get someone in.
Yeah, where he's so defensive, now you got to try and figure out and work out an attacking system to implement. Yeah. You know Costa's talented. Morata, even though he didn't have his best time at Chelsea, he's not bad. João Felix is not. Costa, so it's kind of like you have the players there.
You know what it is? Costa's...
Obviously, he's not Costa.
He's aging, innit? Yeah. He's not a Ronaldo where he's going to...
But he's still...
get better with age. He'll probably
still do a job.
Yes, that's what I mean. So he'll do a job, but he's not going to be your starting striker, is it? Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
He'll probably need another good centre. If he gets... Because they always manage to pluck out these centre forwards out of nowhere. If he gets another Falcao, Griezmann, Aguero, Forlan type, you know what I mean? Look at them. If he gets another one of them...
You never know. And that's all they need to me is a quality of Griezmann or Forlan to take them over the top.
Yeah.
With their defensive setup, all they need is that one attacking player to take him over the edge.
Yeah.
And Simeone is good enough to find that. And then with Barcelona not being what they were, with Real Madrid not being what they were, you're in with a shout. And the Champions League, like I said, they got knocked out to Leipzig. If they beat Leipzig, it's like, all right, maybe you're in with a chance. And who did Leipzig go out to? Was it Leon? Who was it, Leipzig? Let us know in the comments.
My brain's blank.
Yeah? Who did Leipzig go? Or was it Munich? No, because if it wasn't two German
No,
teams.
two Germans.
Was it
Was
PSG?
it PSG?
It's PSG.
PSG.
You never know.
There you go. Then,
So say
that's
they
them.
beat PSG,
That's them in the final. Then if
That's what I'm saying.
okay,
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not a million
and
miles
them in
away.
a final. Whoa.
We seen it when they played Real Madrid.
Him in a final, he will remind me. I could imagine him being Mourinho-esque.
See that Georgia here says Cavani was perfect for Atletico.
Yes.
Cavani would have made sense.
Cavani
would have made
I
sense.
reckon that transfer has to happen. It
Yeah,
will probably will happen.
Stefan says Atletico should hire Pochettino with Felix in the squad. Interesting.
I don't think Pochettino's on Simeone's level.
No, what I'm saying is I think Pochettino is a good fit for that type of team. It's
I think he's a good fit.
It's like Spurs but with money, and
No,
I think he could be successful.
He's a better fit. He's a good fit for João Felix. You'll probably get the best out of him. Do you get what I mean?
So. Yeah, I therefore. So we'll go on to this topic. Obviously, speaking of transfers, Arshad says, "I beg you, man, send me the clown Ed's address. I want to tell him to come outside with a laughing face." So obviously, he's talking about Manchester United there. Obviously, as well as any long-time listeners up from a fair eye view, both myself and JV are United fans. Our lack of transfer activity, is it worrying? Of course, it's worrying.
Yeah.
On that. You see me. You know what, JV? You go. You take this one. Away.
I know what it is, bro.
Go on.
I read something where I seen that the Bruno money come out of this budget.
Go on.
Bruno money come out of this budget. Pogba's not going nowhere.
True.
Henderson's back.
Signing a new deal.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
And Greenwood will kick on. The first one is what I read. All these three I've added on myself. This is my theory. Think we'll do minimal business, and those things there will be looked upon as
new signings. Yes, and a fresh start.
Yes,
and the whole United PR.
Yes,
spin.
we've got Smalling back, so we don't need a centre back. Honestly, I can see where this is going.
I might throw my phone out the window.
No, trust me, I can see it because for me, if that's true about the Bruno money, then I can see why we're not getting Sancho. Because for me, for us to then get Sancho, we would be. Plus, you have to factor in COVID.
Yeah, Ahmed here says Maguire fresh out of pen as a new signing. We're not going to touch on that because we are on legal radio here, people. So we're not going to touch on the Maguire thing. But go on, continue.
Just one thing on that Maguire. Yeah. Maguire's got big ratings for me from that. Gone up in the estimations.
As someone said, and that's not us saying this. As somebody said, hashtag free Harry. But go on, continue.
Yo, free Harry. Free Harry, man. Free Harry M. Charge Maguire, yeah? But yeah. AM. Harry AM Maguire.
Yeah,
with the AMs, yeah? AMs and the PM. Yeah, my guy.
Harry on the wing Maguire, yeah?
Yeah, AMs and the PM.
Free Don Slabo, but go on.
I honestly think that's how it's going to be put to us. But what I'm trying to say is, us trying to sign Sancho in this time, we're tight anyway. We got the P's, but we're tight on the purse strings anyway.
We're trying to keep as much money as possible.
Yes, this is from a man who's been This is what people don't understand about Woodward. Maybe they do or maybe they don't. He's not a football man. He's a businessman.
Very true.
Business.
Very true.
He runs us like a business. He runs us like an extravagant business. In the fact of people who run big businesses, and if you know these people, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. They are reluctant to spend. If they're running big businesses, they are reluctant to spend.
They're trying to keep the expendiditure to a minimum.
Trying to keep the expenditures to a minimum. They're trying to get the most out of what they've got. In their heads, they're thinking Bruno gets a rest. He's going to have a first full season with us. Yeah? He's going to continue what he's done. Greenwood is now how many goals has he had?
A senior member of the squad.
He's now a senior member. How many goals has he had? But nearing 20 goals.
Yeah, something ridiculous.
Yeah, so he's near 20 goals. Next season he'll score 25 to 30. Yeah? This is how these men are thinking, Check this one out. This is one will blow your mind.
I'm listening, family.
Dan James had a good rest. He'll come back refreshed and that. Yeah? That's a one that's getting said in there, I'm telling you, bro. And we're keeping Pogba. It's all positive. We tie Pogba down to a new contract. He'll get a video, mate. We got back Henderson. You know what I'm saying? We got back Smalling. Shaw will be back. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Fosu Mensah's coming through. These are the things. And all I want to say is, honestly, if you wanted to do this, you should have kept Gomez. Man would be like, oh, you're on about. Yo, you might as well have kept him. You might as well have keep certain players. And if you all know you're not going to spend, then why not give this kid his contract? If you know you're not going to indulge in the transfer market, yeah? If you knew from January because you bought... Oh, actually, man, you didn't know because, you know,
lockdown
COVID,
happened,
yeah.
yeah.
But at the same time, lockdown happened. We still had Gomez. You could have kept him. You could have done something more with Chong. Give Chong more minutes. Bring him on. I don't understand.
Yo, I can tell, like, you know how I know this is hitting you? Because you sound miserable.
Yeah, miserable, man. You know what it is?
For me to pick up the mood, what I'm going to say is I understand why Manchester United fans on social media are angry about it, disappointed. I've seen you, not so much you, but I've seen Aaron, I've seen Saeed, Noureddin, plus others wilding out about this, to use that term. And the reason why I'm not fussed is because this is what Manchester United do now. Yeah. We do all our business late. I've been on this show, I've been on other shows and said, yes, I 1000% believe that Jadon Sancho will be a Manchester United player, but we are going to drag this out because we do business slow.
Do you know why?
Just go back and look at the end of last season. How long it took to get the Aaron Wan-Bissaka deal done. Look how long it took for the Harry Maguire deal to be done. Supposedly, this is all allegedly, so supposedly Leicester wanted 80 million at the start of the transfer window to get the Harry Maguire deal done. We said no. Ed Woodward and whoever else went in there and the rest of the posse went in there to negotiate. And then it got to whenever we signed him towards the back end of the transfer window and we ended up spending 80 million. So what were you negotiating exactly? If they wanted 80 million at the start and you paid 80 million at the end, what was you negotiating? That's what I would love to know. Like what, because you've not even knocked a pound off. So what were you negotiating this whole time? And it's the same now how I look at it with Jadon Sancho. I've said this. What are you negotiating? Supposedly they want 100 and, let's use these hypotheticals. Supposedly it's 120 million. They want 90 million up front. United want to pay 60 million up front. So if they want 90 million up front and United want to pay 60 million up front, what exactly are you negotiating that is taking so long? I would love to know, and I wish there was someone more knowledgeable than me who knows about these type of things to say how these negotiations to go, because to me that's a quick conversation.
That bottom one is the exact same thing.
They will leave Sancho deal till late, so they don't have to make any more signings.
And that's what they probably and that's probably what they're doing with the Maguire thing. It's stalling.
So what I want to know is how them deals go. So Edward was on the phone to the Dortmund directors and people over there, and he's like, right, we're offering 60 million. And Dortmund people are like, no, we want 90. Edward goes, well, we're offering 60.
No, he goes,
we want 90.
Then he goes, okay, I'll give you 60 and then 10 in next season. Because don't remember what mad clauses did we have in someone's deal or if we were in the Champions League? Who was it? One of the last...
Was it Di Maria or someone?
Nah, it's like one of the last deals we done, bro. Might even be Bruno, might have been someone before that. Might even been Maguire. Oh, yeah, you know.
If we finish in the top 4 or something like that.
Yeah, however much more if we get this and get Champions League. And I said, all right. Yeah.
So that's what my issue is like we seem to be negotiating slow, and that's my frustration. But that also gives me hope because I know we don't deal quick. Like we've seen what Chelsea are doing. Chelsea are moving expeditiously in the transfer market. Absolutely are. And they're moving like a proper club. Roman's like, all right, this is what we need. We need this, and this. Well, Lampard's telling him that. And they're going out and getting deals done. We take our time. Do I believe we will sign Sancho? 1000%. Do I believe we'll get someone else? Probably, yeah.
Nah.
I could see us getting another Dan James signing.
Oh, I don't even count them, bro.
I don't
even count them, bro.
I don't think we'll get a top signing, but I believe we will get some form of signing. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I think. And if you do hear any noise in the background, people, that is the Pi Radio hierarchy. They're renovating the room next door. That's what it is.
Man, it's the goons and that.
Guy said it's the goons, isn't it? Did you guys see LVG's comments on Ed? What did he say, Ahmed? Let us know.
Do you know why I'm not into anyone's comments from the past who's had bad dealings with him? Because it's only going to be from a negative place in terms of due to personal experience. It's not going to be like, do you get what I'm saying? It's not going to be constructive. I'm not here to see what I've said there. I honestly believe it all, and I'm not saying it in a way to be negative, but I honestly believe that is what is going to happen. Do you get what I'm saying? I honestly believe this is how I put it to man, yeah?
Go on.
He's not a football man.
We know this, yeah.
Yeah? So Woodward's not a football man.
Yeah.
Yeah? So when he sees Bruno's how good Bruno's been since he's come in, he sees Bruno as an asset. So like a stock in a stock market. Yeah. So he sees this as something that's going to continue performing and continue to get better and only make us better. Yeah. He's not realizing that he's going to then need other stuff around him to improve because he's not a football man.
Yeah, he
so
doesn't
then
understand it.
Yeah, he's not understanding it. So he's going, oh my gosh. So this is how he'll probably see it. He'll say Bruno did this well in half a season. Oh, then he'll double that the next season, won't he?
And he doesn't understand that football does not work like that because, like you said, he's not a footballer.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
We all can see how Bruno needs help.
Yes, but then he's going to say the same. Oh well, why do I need Sancho? If Green was done, was done X and Y, and he's going to do it methodically as a businessman. So he's going to say Green was done X and Y, yeah, in these amount of games that he started. Yeah. So then if I start him in these amount of games next season, he's going to do better than Sancho has this season. That's the type of madness he's going to come up with, you know.
I get what you're saying.
That's where I'm coming from. He's not a football man, so he doesn't understand. He's going to be like, oh, Pogba was out. Oh, well, Pogba's back now. So he's going to do... Oh, Rashford. Oh, yeah, he's not fully fit. When he's... Do you understand what I'm saying? Well, oh, Brandon's done excellent. We don't need another left back. He's done excellent when he's coming. He'll be this much better. Do you know what I'm saying? And that is how I think he bats off a lot of our business. Because if he was... Honestly, you see when we had David Gill and them man there, yeah?
Yeah, man. Old type man like
David Gill. It wasn't always what we needed or what we wanted. But we got things done. So, like, for instance, don't get me wrong, we had some very bad deals. But we had a Valencia. We needed a right winger. We got a right winger. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, we got what we needed.
We got what we needed.
Yes.
It wasn't necessarily... Someone said, "I'll go buy some beans." We didn't get Heinz beans. We got the Aldi beans, but we still got beans. You get what I'm saying? We didn't get the premium, but we still got the thing.
We still got some form of beans.
We still got some form of beans.
That can add to the breakfast.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
So we were missing beans. We got beans. Whereas this guy, we're like, oh, Ed, we're missing beans. He's like, okay, just make more eggs. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Oh, just put an extra sausage on his plate.
Yeah,
that's
just throw on some extra bacon.
Yeah, that's Ed. It's not like what we need we don't get. It's like, okay, oh no, more give him a few more toast. You get what I'm saying?
I say, yo, with Ed, if you need more beans, we'll be like, oh, give him more egg.
That's what it is, bro.
That's what it is.
Because maybe he's and that's what someone would do who maybe don't understand a breakfast, innit? And that's what he's doing because he don't understand football.
Oh,
so he's just thinking that, oh yeah, well he will do that.
That is bad for
Why do I need to buy? This is how he's thinking. Why do I need to buy this? Why do I need to buy this 20-year-old English winger for 100 mil when I've got a 18-year-old English winger?
Yeah,
and he's free.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
That's how, you know what it's like, bro. It's like when you're young and you say to your mum,
I know where you're going with this.
Mum, can we get some McDonald's? No, we got food at home.
Yes.
This is Woodward, bro.
We got food at home.
He's a transfer version of that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I say that in jest, in a joking way. But that's my way of making people understand things.
Nah, you've cleared that. That is a very clear analogy. And
that is how I honestly believe Woodward sees it.
Yeah, because Asha there says he's saying exactly what we're saying, exactly. Because he said buying of football people in charge and United have an investment banker. That's what it is. Georgiev also says need a left back ASAP, please. Shaw and Brandon just ate it, and I 1000% agree.
See with me for Brandon. Brandon gets a lot of unfair criticism, yeah, because number one, it's his first season. Can you remember?
Here's the thing with Brandon. What I will say is similar to what we was talking about with Neymar. I'm not writing him off because of his age. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Neymar, obviously we're not writing him off because of his age in terms of him being a success in the Champions League and cementing his legacy and getting clear of his class. With me, Brandon, I'm like, okay, you're 19. I will give you a chance to be successful. Whereas to me, Shaw's had enough. You know what I'm saying?
And here's what I'm saying.
Don't check Pi Radio in the cutting out unless that was me who did that by accident.
Can you remember the last time what's his name? Can you remember the last time a left back, a defensive player, has came in and had to play so many big games.
True.
I can't remember the last time a young player has played so many big games and his performances haven't been good. He's had to then play the next one.
Yeah.
I don't mind if his performances are very high and then, throw him in the next one then.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Throw him in
Well,
you know what? Who was similar to this but was better? Fosu Mensah when he first come through under Van Gaal.
Oh, yeah, he was very good when he came.
But his level was high. So it was like, play him again.
Yeah. He was very good.
Oh, you're going to play him left back? Oh, man, I'm scared. Left back. Oh, play him again.
Yeah.
You have to remember, he played semi-finals at Wembley.
He was very good.
FA Cup semi-finals.
Like, he stood out.
That's what I'm saying. So that's where I unless in their eyes he's doing that type of a job, because Fosu Mensah his level was very high when he first came through. Not saying it is now. I'm not saying that. Please listen to me.
I hope he gets back there.
I think he can do. Because
I just don't think he's a fullback though. I'd like to see him in a holding midfielder role.
Well, here's the thing. I think the job what you give him he's one of them. He's kind of like an old-fashioned player where you can give him that job and he'll do it to the best of his ability. And I say that his ability,
right,
very
efficient.
stringently. He does what he can do. Yeah? Like, whereas you see Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I believe he can do more. I actually believe Wan-Bissaka, there's more to come from him attacking.
I think they will.
And he'll push on. What I don't like is people now, and this is a bit of a side point, but I don't like how people now are trashing Wan-Bissaka's season.
Because you know what it is? Someone said it in the comments and I missed it. My apologies. Like I said, if we ever do miss comments, if you drop a super chat, then we'll interject the conversation we're having to and answer or talk about whatever question you asked. Yeah, people, short memories, reactionary. You know what it's like? Very reactionary. Or it's like people forget that Aaron Wan-Bissaka, when Bruno wasn't there, Pogba was injured, Martial was injured in part, or Rashford, he was the highlight. Player ratings and things like that. We were getting excited about, look at his tackling. He's better than Trent. Like, we was all gassing him up, and rightfully so, because he just didn't miss time tackle. Oh, he's got Sterling in his pocket. He's got this winger in his pocket. Or just go and play inside. Like, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, different level.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, now because he's dropped off after lockdown, it's kind of like, oh, he's having it. To me, he was my pick of player of the season.
Man are not realising he's dropped off because he's been overplayed. He's been mismanaged.
Exactly.
And I seen someone say something the other day and I thought, oh, right, is everyone realising now? Rashford's been mismanaged since the lockdown.
Yes.
Rashford's come back. Rashford's not... Check this, yeah? All you stat people. And I mean the bad stat people. Yeah? Who come up with the rubbish stats. Not the good ones, like my boy Statman Baines. Shout him out.
Shout out
or Stro, Stato.
Yeah, shout
I'm
out.
talking about you Macca stat guys, yeah?
Macca stat guys.
Tell me how many sprints Rashford's done since he come back. I want to see that one. I really want to see that one because he's not done any because he's been mismanaged. Pogba has been mismanaged. He's played some good. I think the last 2 Europa League games he played very well, but he's also been mismanaged. And people will say it's
okay. I think Bruno's been mismanaged.
Of course he has. And people will say it's down to the manager not having he doesn't like the players what he's got. I'm sorry, there's games where we've been winning and he leaves these men on.
Oh, he brought these men on against last when we were like 5-0 up.
There you go. What's that about? What's that about? That. There's games when we're winning 3-0 and you telling me Bruno needs to be on? Are you telling me any of these man? Are you telling me these man need to start against Lask? No. On
the slides. One thing I do want to say is before we go, I will get your thoughts. Well, Georgiev says thoughts on Henderson coming back. I'm extremely happy about it. And to me, as long as De Gea is not starting the season as the number one goalkeeper, I'm happy with that. So I don't care if it's Henderson, if it's Romero, or it's a new goalkeeper. I just don't want to see De Gea in between the sticks at the start of the season. JV, what are your thoughts on it?
On
Henderson coming back.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Go
on.
He's English, so he's probably not even as good as we think.
You reckon he's getting the British gas?
Yeah, he's getting that British gas.
Pun intended.
Yeah, man. British gas, all of that type of mad energy there. You get what I'm saying? British gas. I could see him coming in and being... Right, one second. Do people think he's going to be as good as De Gea was? Because I don't.
No, one thing I will say, I think he'll be better than De Gea has been for the past 2 years.
I don't know.
You reckon he's going to come in and make those type of mistakes?
I don't know.
Nah, here's the thing, fam. He's not getting that chance.
Okay, then.
He's not getting that chance.
Let me put it to you like this.
Go on.
Has he played Champions League before?
No.
Okay. Has he played any sort of European competition before?
No.
So what's his ceiling? His ceiling is Premier League.
Okay.
The league which we have now came to realise isn't the best league as we thought it was.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you now, he's going to get into these European games, play some continental football, and it's a different ball game.
And then it's a sink or swim moment because like that's what I like because then we are going to find out. To me, if he comes in and he plays the whole season and he makes 4 terrible errors in the Premier League, he's done better than De Gea has the past 2 seasons.
No, but what I'm
You're
saying
an improvement.
is, hear me on this one now.
Yeah.
When he makes those 4 mistakes, and hopefully these 4 mistakes are in a short space of time.
Yeah, let's hope not. Yeah, of course.
He'll be written off, won't he?
Yeah, we know what it's like.
No, but you know what I'm saying, innit?
You know what
they
it's
will
like,
write him off, and then you're going to build him up to knock him down. And this is what I don't like. He's been built up now. Yeah. He'll make these mistakes, and he'll be knocked down.
Arshad here says, bro, he's been poor in games with Sheffield, and there's no attention on him. Imagine the eyes on him when he's standing between the nets of Old Trafford.
Exactly.
The issue is, what people don't understand is why I want him in between the sticks. Like I said I don't care if it's him. I don't care if it's Romero. I don't care if it's a new guy.
Romero.
I'm just saying I don't want it. My point is I don't want it to be De Gea because to me you are done. That's what I'm saying.
No, I hear you on that.
I'm not saying Henderson's the best. I'm like, okay, let's find out whether you do that. If you want to roll with Romero, go with Romero.
That's
fine
what I'm saying.
With that.
I'd rather it be Romero.
I'm cool with that. I'm just
That's
anyone but
my
De Gea at this point.
Yeah. That's my point. I'd rather see Romero.
Get me? So Stroll says JV once again showing he knows his stuff. He talks so much sense. But yeah, that's what it is with me. I'm like, all right, let's throw you in because it's like you've done well at Sheffield United.
Shout out Stroll.
Let's see, yeah, big up Stroll every time because he said great show, held it down. These two deserve their flowers. Thank you very much, man. You get me? Celebrate me. You should be willing. Give me my flowers, tulips, and ribbons. But shout out my bro talks. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I sink or swim time because it's like what you said makes sense, but you could add that even if he has 2 very good seasons. Say he goes back on loan to Sheffield United for the next 2 seasons, and he has 3 in a row, very good seasons. All the points you made there still stand. It's like, all right, so I'm like, let's see. That's what it is. I'm like, all right, throw you in at the deep end. If you're not good enough, we move on to the next goalkeeper.
Here's my only thing. If we get rid of what I don't want to happen very quickly, I don't want us to get rid of Romero. Yeah. We left with them 2. Then he gets in a sticky patch, and then we've got 2 unsure keepers.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You understand what I'm saying?
That makes sense. But yes, people, make sure, like I said, thank you for everyone who's tuned in. So whether you've tuned in via YouTube or you're listening in on DAB radio or via, we got so many ways to tune in. Whether you're listening on another platform, we appreciate it very much. Stroll will be back next week. We will also be joined by a very special guest. Someone who's been on the show before. But yes, we will be joined by a special guest next week. Make sure, if you're watching this back, like the video, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to Pi Radio. Follow us, myself, JV and Stroll, across all platforms. We are here every Monday, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. on Pi Radio. It's normally Premier League related, but of course, there's no Premier League. So we improvise. That's what we do. But thank you very much for tuning in.
Peace up. A-Town down. Yeah. There you go.